Yes, guys, you know what time it is. It's your boy David at the Irish Hotspur, Ireland's #1 Spurs fan, Ireland's biggest legend, and yes, the big man is back around for game day. What more do you want? We are bringing you the pre-match build-up as Tottenham will hope to quickly put their St. Mary's disappointment behind them as they kick off 2022 with a trip to struggling Watford on New Year's Day. And just want to quickly say Happy New Year to everybody out there. I don't exactly know how this show is going to go. I know myself, I'm not in the best condition today. Don't know about the other players, but look, let's find out. Shawnee, my man, how are you keeping, brother?
I'm okay, mate. Yeah, well, I'm not hungover. I'm certainly not dusty. I'm not overtired. I just feel a little bit ropey. My mum, unfortunately, who's staying with me at the moment, has got COVID, and I'm tested negative, but I don't feel great. So I'm hopefully going to be on point anyway. But Happy New Year to everyone in the comments. Happy New Year to you as well, Dave, and the bun when we see him in a second.
No, I appreciate it. Look, the bun is just drying. That lovely bun he has. He had to get up this morning, freshen up, and everything else. So we forgive him. Big up the bun. The bun will be joining us, of course. It's not Daniel Levy, it is the bun. But look, let's see what Harris Army we have in the building with us this morning. I'll be honest with you, not really expecting much from anyone. I know people out there having a good time yesterday. Cody Mack says, Happy New Year to David and Jacko. May 2022 be even more successful for you both. Love seeing the channel grow. Come on, you Spurs. Cody, my man, a big happy New Year to you and the family. Hope you really enjoy yourself today, my man. And look, really appreciate it. I've got a 23-point plan, man, to get to 10K. Let's see if it happens, my man. Let's see if it happens. But there is some good stuff coming out. Some very good stuff coming out. Trust me, my man. Trust me. Dark Sun G's in the building, my man. Happy New Year to you. What time is it over there? You're crazy, Dark Sun G. You're always up at mad hours.
Always up.
Always. It's like religion to him, man. He says, come on, you Spurs. Happy New Year. And let's start off the year with a 5-0 win today. Son 2, Skip 1, and Reggie with 1, and Kane with 1. Kane 2 assists and Son with 1 assist. Also, we have the upper hand in the semi-finals because we face Chelsea. Honestly, this guy's computer must be like constantly into overdrive or something like that. Like sometimes mine freezes with some of the streams, right? But this guy with all the stats, there must be constant smoke coming out the back of it. Big up, Dark Sun G. Big up, my man. What a legend. We also have Old Soul. Big up, lads and ladies. Happy New Year. Best to all in 2022. Come on, you Harris Army. Come on, you Spurs. Big up, Old Soul. I hope you're keeping well, my man. I hope you're keeping well. Oh, we've got the coordination of Danny Kiriakou. I'm loving the light blue hat and the jumper, my man. How do you keep it?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you? Can you hear me?
I'm buzzing. We can hear you, lad. Can hear you loud and clear.
Perfect. Sorry,
Are you in Amsterdam or England?
What's that? Sorry?
Are you in Amsterdam or England?
I'm in Amsterdam. I'm in Amsterdam at the moment. So, yeah.
Sure. Yeah, we won't keep you on. Danny has places to be. He has all the cafe.
Do you know what? It's good. No, do you know what? It's good because we're isolating at the moment because my missus has got COVID. So I'm negative at the moment. But, we're just isolating really. So,
How do you feel?
I'm fine. I'm absolutely fine. I don't have any symptoms or anything like that. So it's all right for me. But for her, she's getting a bit better, but she's still a bit shitty, to be honest with you.
Did she just bring you in a cup of tea, mate? Because I just saw a shadow on the wall. Someone brought you a cup of tea in, right?
Coffee, yeah. Coffee.
That's right, yeah. That's right, yeah, man. I get told where to go. I know where the kettle is, apparently, even though I don't. You know?
Well, she did it first, and then she was all right. I actually made it before I came on, and I forgot to bring it, so she actually brought it over to me. Which is nice.
She's sick. She's got COVID, and she's bringing you hot drinks.
I know.
Danny's winning life. He's winning in life.
I was trying to say, happy New Year to you guys as well, and everyone who's in the chat. So it's nice to see you guys.
No, happy New Year, my man. Happy New Year. It's good to have you back in and around the Spurs scene, Danny Boy. So
good to be back. Good to be back, man. Because I'm using my laptop today, yeah. So it was weird because the camera stopped working, and it was asking me for a driver update. I didn't want to do it, and then if for some reason it stopped working, and then after I rebooted the machine, it was fine. But then the headphones stopped working. It was just weird, man. So now it seems to be all right for now.
The joys of technology, lad. That's what it is.
Tell me about it.
But look, let's see what else Harris Army we have in with us, because I have some interesting questions for you guys today. Very debatey. It'd be interesting to see what you say. Big up, Celery Agent. Hope you're keeping well, brother. Happy New Year. Elias, come on, you Spurs. Big up, lads. Happy New Year to everyone. Come on, you Spurs. Big up, Elias. Happy New Year, my man. Same to you, Dark Sun G. Happy New Year, brother. ATX7 Gavin, Happy New Year, everyone. Come on, you Spurs. Happy New Year, my man. Rishi Week, let's effing go. That's what I'm talking about, my man. Big yourself up. Hillsy David, my man. Can't watch for long. I'm going ice skating before the match. Jesus, lad. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. We did have ice skating over here, but it's gone now. So there's no ice skating this year. It's quite disappointing. I'm actually quite a dark horse on the ice, believe it or not, Hillsy. But big yourself up, my man.
Well, David, if you ever come to Amsterdam, let me know because mate, they got so many ice rings over here, and they're like proper ice rings. And yeah, I'm not the greatest, but my missus, because it's like a winter sports is kind of like a big hobby in the Netherlands, right? And she skates around like she's on like it's nothing to her, mate. Honestly, everyone's so good, and I'm like fucking falling over. I'm shit, mate.
Now, look, don't get me wrong. I'm not a figure skater, as people probably can.
You know, imagine Dave doing that slow spin.
Pirouettes and stuff. He does like pirouettes.
Love it. Jonathan's passing. Big up to all the Harris Army. Big up, John Boy. Spaghetti Slayer. I believe it is on Premier Sports, my man. I believe the game will be shown on Premier Sports. Yeah. Anthony Gray says, start the years, we need to go on. Win, win, win. Come on, you Spurs. 3 points today and give our goal difference a well-deserved boost. Couldn't agree more, my man. Let's absolutely slap the Hornets, or the Golden Boys, as they now call themselves. Ridiculous. Carry on. Kuva99 says, good morning, all you happy, shiny people. No, not hungover here at all. Not one bit. No, didn't happen. 4-1 Spurs win today. We're due an away win and a few goals. Exactly, Kuva. Our away form is pretty piss poor.
Kuva, can I just quickly ask, am I right in thinking that I opened my eye at like 3 o'clock this morning and see that Tottenham Tantrum Gold was doing a late live stream? Yeah. There must have been alcohol involved in that. There must have been. No chance it was no chance.
Brilliant. Max says, Happy New Year. Come on, you Spurs. Let's hope for a good January window. I hope so, Max. Still haven't signed anybody. I'm getting impatient. So I am. I know Mr. Daigle definitely is anyway. Mr. Daigle woke up this morning going shaking because there was no signings. Wayne Banger says, Happy New Year, everyone. Come on, you Spurs. Wayne, big Happy New Year to you, my man. Really do hope you had a good night last night and hope you enjoy yourself today. Make sure you get that roast beef in the oven, Wayne. Big yourself up, my man. Big yourself up. Let's see who else we have got. Kuva, it probably is Xmas again, honestly. It's a great panel today, You're supposed to come on, but you're streaming, my man. So put your stream aside and just come on. John Stoke says, morning, gents. Happy New Year. Come on, you Spurs. Got to be 3 points today, lads. No, it has to be nothing else but 3 points, lad. Nothing else but 3 points. Nick Lazy 8, killer thumbnails, by the way. You're absolutely smashing it. Yeah. You're looking great, Davo. Big up, Danny Boy. And Sean, Happy New Year.
Lazy 8.
Yeah, big up, Lazy. Big up, my man. And looking great. Look, I don't know about that. I'll leave that to the women to decide, Nick. I'll leave that to the women to decide, my man. But big up, Nick. I hope you had a good one, my man. Dom J says, Kois. Come on, my man. Dara says, Happy New Year, lads. Happy New Year to you, Dara. I hope you're keeping well. We have William Kelly. Happy New Year, Davey, Danny, and Levy's child.
David, you know when I saw that, when I was watching that for the first time, when it was first mentioned on your stream the other night on with Sam, wasn't it? Was that the first time it was mentioned?
Levy's child.
With Shane, that was the funniest thing, man. When I first heard that, I couldn't stop laughing. I think that's brilliant. Whoever made that up was brilliant.
William Kelly. William Kelly.
Oh, it was William Kelly.
It was William Kelly, yeah.
Brilliant.
He's a legend. People have been messaging me on Twitter calling me Sean Levy.
You gotta love it. William, Happy New Year to you and Happy New Year to young lad Luke, my man. Big yourself up, and I hope this year is just as good, if not better than last year, William. Big yourself up, brother. Jay Taylor, Happy New Year, Yid family. Happy New Year to you, my man. We have Saltker 212. Morning, lads. Happy New Year. Sure, we will get a result today. Yeah, look, it shouldn't even be in question, to be honest with you. I mean, we're talking about Watford. Let's be honest. I don't want to hear anyone going, they're a good team, there's a threat here. Couldn't give a shit. Should be slapping them, and that's it. Dark Zone G says the game is at 12 a.m. for me. It's 8:10 p.m. Not too bad for you, so you can actually kick back, and have a beer watching this one, my man. But just be careful of that computer. Get some fans on it now, because I do worry that it does be overheating with all them stats coming out of it, my man. Big up, Dark. Big up. We have Tony H in the house. Come on, you Spurs. Thomas in the house. Come on, you Spurs. Dark Song G, he says, David, the Gooners face City before our match. Let's watch them get crushed. Also, we could beat Chelsea 3 times this month with their injuries and Mendy out. Yeah, no, look, first of all, I'll be honest with you. I don't really I will not watch Arsenal whatsoever when they're on the box. Do not watch them. Hate them that much. I end up breaking TV, so it's not worth it. And then, look, there's no reason why we shouldn't be, why we can't beat Chelsea 3 times this month. I mean, that goalkeeper.
I'll take 2. I'll take 2 victories.
Yeah. One draw in the Carabao Cup, one win, and then 1 win in the league. That's what we're going.
I don't want to be too ludicrous already.
Well, I mean, you don't want to be too delusional, Sean. We need to keep it in check here for a little while. I mean, we have another hour to get.
Got to build up the delusion as we go through. Yeah, come on.
Big up, Dark Sunji. What a legend. Big up, my man. Let's take Chelsea out. Let's do it. Let's put the nail in Tuchel's coffin. Sushant Regmi, Happy New Year, lads. Happy New Year to you, my man. We have the Bertie 1008. Jay's an old guy. Happy New Year to the panel. Come on, you Spurs. Happy New Year, Bertie.
He's an old guy.
1008. Jez is ancient. Danny Kiriakou, big up everyone. Happy New Year. Big up, Danny. That sound. Derek Hutchison, Happy New Year, guys. 4-0 Spurs. Absolutely love it. Honestly, though, Derek, let's just hamper it for another 15 minutes. You can go 5, 6, 7 after that, then, my man. Whatever you want. But big up, Derek. Dark Song G, I hope for a draw for the Liverpool versus Chelsea match. Yeah, that would be nice, actually. Look, I hate Liverpool as well, so any points dropped by them is brilliant, because Jurgen Stropp will be going around crying again. Absolutely love it. But big up, Dark Song G. Big yourself up, my man. Dara says, Jesus, David, I have an image of you in the light crystal skating. It's not good this hour in the morning. Yes, some may say it's not good. Some may say it's absolutely fantastic. Depends what side of the bed you get out on, my man. But look, Dara, I mean, look, I squeeze into them, no bother, if that's what people want, Dara. Jason Williams says, good morning, the gang. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Jason, my man. Happy New Year. Then we have Devil's Den 66. Napoli have reached a verbal agreement over. Honestly, I'll be honest, could not give a shit about United one bit whatsoever. Not one bit. You have that guy who's over. He should be pulled out of the retirement home. What's his name? Wreck-It Ralph. Dog, please, United fans, do not talk to me. Kuva 99, big up Kuva. He says, rumor has it that Sean's cap was worn by Daniel Levy last time he was out shooting peasants.
What's wrong with my cap? Kuba, you keep coming for my cap. It's my proudest moment. When I got that through the post.
Sean, do you know what it is?
It's outrageous is what it is.
He's jealous. He wants that cap. That's what it is. He's jealous. He wants
Keep it up, Kuba, and you might get one. My confidence might be stripped apart, and I would just send it over to you.
Big up, Kuba 99. Really appreciate the support, but I really appreciate the support. And I would keep going to comments if my computer started doing what I was fucking told to do. At the minute, there we go. Big up, Kuva. Legend. Kaguma. Happy New Year to you. She says, Happy New Year, everyone. Come on, you Spurs. Let's go, go, go. Absolutely love it. Let's have it. Let's have it. Ellie's in the building. Big up, Ellie. Hope you're keeping well. She says, oh, my God, the lads are back. Come on, you Harris Army. Let's all cheer beloved Spurs versus the Hornets and make it 8 unbeaten for Antonio. And you are spot on. No other Spurs manager has done it, Ellie. No other Spurs manager has even gone 6 unbeaten. Do we have the Don, the Godfather? Time will tell. Time will tell. Let's see what else. Let's see who else we have in here before I start cracking out some questions to these guys. Take a few more. Also says non-alcoholic celebration here with the family. Home for the holidays. Ladies gone to market. So us boys are tuning in. Well, why not also kick back, relax, you know what I mean? Take your time. Enjoy the peace and quiet, the silence, because when they come back from the market, you're going to have to find out what they bought, how much they bought for, and everything else. There's going to be a load of stories, so just sit back and relax, old soul. But you never know. I know you're a man that likes your food. The missus could come back with a plum tart, apple crumble, who knows? But enjoy it, my man. Do enjoy it. Who else have we got? We have Chris. He says, Happy New Year to Harris Army. Big up, Chris. I hope you're keeping well, my man.
Oh, yes, Chris.
Aaron Ryder, we love Spurs. Absolutely love the name. Happy New Year, lads. Come on, you Spurs. Absolutely love it. Mark Swift. Swifty's in the building. Morning, lads. How are your heads? Yeah, we're okay. We're getting through it so far, my man. Getting through it so far. Baz Radfar, Happy New Year. Tottenham to win trophies in 2022. Kane will be golden boots again. I mean, look, all I can say is I expected it, to be honest with you, Faz. Coy says the game is at 2 a.m. for me in Australia. No worries at all, lad. That's a late one for you. Just stick on the beer and get you through, I'm sure. Pick yourself up. Alex De Figueiredo. Happy New Year, boys. Let's get this channel up to 15K this year. I mean, look, I love it when I meet someone more ambitious than myself, to be fair, Alex. I was aiming for 10. But look, fuck it. You're not deluded enough. Let's go for 20K, my man.
You're reasonably deluded. We need you accelerated delusion, if possible. We need you up here, please, Alex.
You got to do it, lad. But, when you wear the captain's armband, with the big D on it for delusional, you got to be more delusional than the rest.
I'm going to change the name of my channel to Spurs Deluded, I think. Yeah, or Delusional Spurs. It's definitely the way to go.
I think Wayne Bonner had one too many sausages with his breakfast this morning. He says 9-0 Spurs first 2 minutes, 51-0 full time. I mean, honestly, here's the captain's armband, Wayne, or you may as well wear it. As deluded as I can get, I'd love to be able to go to that extreme length. But if I'd done that, I'd be putting a psych ward.
Captain Delusional Wayne Bonner.
Yeah, I'd be putting a psych ward if I went that delusional.
A giant D on his chest.
With a K.
CD, Captain Delusional.
Big up, Wayne. Big up, Wayne. What a legend. We have Right Hart Lane. Hey, David. And everyone else. Big yourself up, righty boy. Hope you're keeping well. Ben Kaufman. Good morning, everybody.
Hey,
Happy New Year. Good morning, Benji.
Benny boy.
Hope you're having a good one, my man. Take a few more here. Audio Artisan. Love the name. Happy New Year. Come on, you Spurs.
Big up audio.
Absolutely love it. And then we've got the philosopher Brian C. Socrates. Lads, Happy New Year. Super streams recently. Had to watch on replay because of work. Great to be a Spurs fan in 2022 because of the Conte factor. Let's start today. And you just want to say that to Marky or to Brian Boy?
Yeah, I mean, he's spot on, to be honest. I mean, it's like, I actually, same for me, I've been watching a lot of the stuff on replays. But yeah, I mean, it is good to be a Spurs fan in 2022. We've got a lot to be optimistic about, right? I mean, you've got Conte, you've got Paratici, we've got everything in place now. We just need the final nail in the coffin from that man who runs that club. And if he can do what we all want him to do, and it's not even in a ludicrous way, like to back the manager, but if he backs him the right way of who he wants to get, then I mean the possibilities are endless with what we can achieve with Conte this year. I mean, we could see our first trophy in a very long time. So yeah, I mean that's my wish for this season. Push for top 4 and at least one trophy. That'd be the dream, really.
Yeah. No, that definitely would. But Brian C., I know you've been working very hard over the month of December, my man. Hopefully you are off today. You can kick back, relax, enjoy a bit of dinner with the family and enjoy 3 pints, my man. A massive Happy New Year to you and the family. And it's good to have you back, Brian. 2022 is going to be a very good year for Tottenham. It's going to be trophy laden. I can already feel it, Brian C. I can already feel it. It's in the bones, my man. But big up, Socrates. I hope you are keeping well, my man. And we'll take 3 more here, and then we will crack into some of the questions. Rishi, I mean, it shouldn't even be a question. You're up till 2 a.m. End of, my man. Big yourself up. Adam D, Happy New Year, guys. At secondary school, I played in a game ended 51-1 scoreline. I think Spurs will win 5-0 today. Come on, you Spurs. I hope you're on the right side of that scoreline. If not, I'll be honest with you. If I was the manager, I would have pulled them off after 15, to be honest.
Put Romero in. Romero should have started that game.
Yeah, whoever that manager is that allowed 51 in, I mean, he clearly doesn't care about the kids. I can tell you that, Adam. I can tell you that now, my man. But big up, Adam. We have Peter Kip. Great to see you back, David. Come on, you Spurs. Happy New Year. Back with a bang. That's what I'll say, Petey. But big yourself up and Happy New Year, brother. We have Kiwi Patriot. Hey up, lads from New Zealand. Come on, you Spurs. Happy new transfer window. Big up, Kiwi Patriot. I hope you're keeping well, my man. Good to have you in. It's good to have you in. And Island Life says, Happy New Year, lads. Happy New Year to you, my man. Happy New Year. And then Dark Sum G says, the Gunners will go below us when they lose to City today and then us in 2 weeks. And we have 2 games in hand. I hope Liverpool drop points this month. To be honest with you, I'm not even worried about the Gunners. I expect to finish above them. I'll be honest. Look, they're going through a decent run right now. You know, the next 2 months, I reckon, will be tough enough for them, and they'll be back to where they truly belong.
Eyes only on Liverpool and Chelsea. That's where we're trying to get to now. We're focusing higher.
Yeah.
It's Captain Delusional.
Absolutely love it.
So
Absolutely.
when you got Conte, you have to be delusional, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you have to be.
You got to be. You got to be. But Dark Sun G, I mean, look, at this rate, we could probably catch Chelsea and get third, my man. So we could. Definitely. But big up Dark Sun G, my man. Really appreciate support. And he also says, David, how do you feel that Kane is backfiring? Yeah, well, do you know what? I don't really feel anything, Dark Sun G, because I knew it was going to come. Do you know when you kind of like, you expect it not to come and then something comes, you get mad excited and everything else. For me, I said it all the way along. Just stick by him. The goals will come. I mean, history has proven that. You know, the law of averages, again, I like to play that game because at the end of the day, if you take shots, he's going to score. It's Harry Kane. So I knew it was coming. I'm just on the circle of doing I told you so. I'm going to make it my mission to go around to every single channel and just sit there and say, please, when it comes to Harry Kane affairs, just leave it to me. Talk about whatever you want about the rest of the club, but when it comes to Harry Kane, leave it to me because, you know, I predict these things, Dark Sunji. I predict them. But, look, it is what it is. I mean, class recognizes class. I'll leave it at that, Dark Sunji. I'll leave it at that, my man. But big yourself up, brother. Big yourself up. Look, I'm going to give everybody absolutely everything they need to know, and then we're going to start getting the boys in here. Of course, we are away at Vicarage Road. Kickoff is at 3 p.m. The referee is Robert Jones with Craig Pawson in the VAR room. It is on Premier Sports, as far as I'm aware, in the UK and Ireland. I'm actually not sure about the USA or Canada.
It's not in the UK. Sorry, mate. It's not in the UK.
Oh, so it's not on in the UK, but I definitely do think it is. I do think I've seen Premier Sports advertise it. I
can check it now for you.
It's definitely at 3 o'clock in the UK. Premier Sports goes into like a cancellation zone, so it's like it's not being. Yeah, you can't stream it in the UK. You have to find another access point if you're in the UK.
It's saying in the UK the only place is Premier Player HD, which is the app, and then you can get it on other streams like any kind of international UK like English speaking stream. So like I can check it out if people really want to know where it's being streamed.
We'll get it. So we will.
Yeah, so like DAZN. Oh, sorry.
No, go on.
Yeah, so DAZN are streaming it in Canada, and in the US, I think it's because I know South Africa they stream it as well. So if you go Super Sport Premier League, they're streaming it. And Super Sport Maximo 1 is one of the channels they're streaming. So that's an English stream as well. And then in the US, you've got, I think it's on Fubo TV and NBCSports.com. I think.
Yes. NBCSN is on,
Yeah. No, so there you are. You know, Danny, I think Danny's covered the whole globe there around the world in 60 seconds. Absolutely love it. Big up, Kiriakou. Watch along is at 2:45, guys, where it be myself, Sean, Jack, and Marcelo. So tune in. It's sure to be a wild stream. And then, of course, you can catch me on the pre-match pump-up again over at We Are Tottenham TV at 1:30. Tottenham, we sit 7th in the Premier League, playing 17, winning 9, drawing 3, and losing 5, sitting on 30 points. Our last 5, we've won 3 and drawn 2. If we win today, it will make 180 wins for Hugo Lloris in the Premier League in a Spurs jersey. Since a 4-1 win at Vicarage Road on New Year's Day in 2017, Tottenham Hotspur are winless in their last 3 visits to the stadium. Tottenham lost on New Year's Day in 2020, a 1-0 loss to Southampton, ending their 6-game winning run. Antonio Conte is the first Tottenham manager to remain unbeaten in his first 7 Premier League fixtures, winning 4, drawing 3. Antonio Conte is unbeaten in 5 Premier League matches against fellow Italian managers, winning 4, drawing 1, including 2 3-0 win against Claudio Ranieri in 2016-17. Spurs have only won 6 of their past 22 away league matches, including 1 in their last 6, so it's not great reading away from home. In Premier League history, no player has scored more goals on New Year's Day than Sir Harry Kane with 5. He also has 3 assists in such matches. He's on fire on New Year's Day. He loves them. And then Sonny has scored 5 goals in his last 6 Premier League starts against Watford. In terms of Watford, they are 17th in the Premier League. Played 17, won 4, drawn 1, losing 12 with 13 points. So basically, what that tells you is they're shit. Last 5, they've lost all 5. Again, tells you they're shit. Watford have only won one of their last 17 Premier League games against Tottenham Hotspur. A 2-1 victory at the Vicarage Road in September 2018. Watford have only won 2 of their 9 home matches in the league this season, conceding 21 times in 6 losses in front of their own fans. So they like to get embarrassed there is basically what that's telling me. Watford can equal the club top flight record of 6 consecutive defeats, which last occurred in 2019. So, I mean, it's not really a long-standing one. Probably do it again next year and the year after. I love it. They are the only side yet to keep a Premier League clean sheet this season and are on a club top flight run of 27 successive matches without a clean sheet. So they just do not keep clean sheets. The Hornets have had 5 managers, including caretakers, since their most recent Premier League clean sheet against Liverpool in February 2020. They have won their opening league game of a calendar year just once in the last 10 attempts. Emmanuel Dennis, who was probably the only player I'll be looking out for today, has scored 6 goals and provided 4 assists in his last 8 Premier League appearances. And I think it's 8 goals and 5 assists overall. And Watford head coach Ranieri has lost each of his 4 Premier League meetings with fellow Italian managers. Tottenham, we have QT Romero out, but he is back in training, which is great to see. Ryan Sessegnon is out with a hamstring. Stephen Bergwijn is out with his calf, and Esteso is out with his calf. For Watford, Ismail Sarr is out with his knee. Ben Foster is out with the groin. Peter Atebo is out with his quad. Nicholas Nkulu is out with the hamstring. Kwadwo Ba is out with his ankle. Danny Rose is out with his knee. Kiko Firmina, the Femini, the right back, he came off in the last game with a knock. Not sure whether he'll play today. Christian Cabasedi is also out. But look, we'll get into it, and I'll start firing. I'll fire the first question at Shawnee. Sean, Tottenham are coming off the back of a very disappointing 1-1 draw at Southampton. We played for 49 minutes against 10 men at 1-1 and found no way past. We had 20 shots in all, 15 of which followed the red card. Did the Southampton game expose our weakness in having that crafty, creative midfielder who can unlock the game? And I say that because although all the shots we did, we had, we didn't really create any clear-cut chances. Or is it a case that we just weren't clinical enough, Sean?
Well, as a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B, I think that definitely Tottenham do struggle with teams that sit back, right? Teams that the best way that Tottenham can utilise our strengths is on the counter-attack. Everyone knows that when we've got such pace up front, that when we can break down plays like we did against Liverpool, and you've got the opposition that are willing to press high and push forward. But it's very difficult to find those teams that are that confident to do that against Tottenham. And those teams are pretty much the top 4 or 5 of our competitors. So against the teams like Southampton, what we needed to do, like they were pressing high and trying to go, and they were high energy in the first sort of 30 minutes, and they got rewarded for it. But they got that goal, and that changed the dynamic of the game. They then had something to protect. I feel like Tottenham needed to take advantage of that situation early. And if the game had stayed at 11 against 11, I think maybe there was a question that was asked. I think it was Jack who asked this question a couple of days ago. I think maybe that the going down to 10 men aided Southampton because it gave them an excuse to sit back completely. And then Tottenham don't really know how to thread that pass. We haven't really got that technical player. We have one on the bench, but we don't really want to play him. Who can thread through the eye of a needle, which is what you need if you've got 9 or 10 men behind the ball. Against Watford, I would expect them to set up very defensively today. I would expect them not to try and press. Southampton are a bit more confident than Watford, I think, will be. And so I think it's going to be a frustrating game for Tottenham. How it pans out, whether we win 5-0 or we scrape through 1 or 2-0 will depend on how quickly or how early we get a first goal. If we get the goal early, then Watford obviously have to change their strategy and come out fighting a little bit more than they otherwise would. Watford would take a draw today without a shadow of a doubt. And so we need to break them down fast. So I don't know if that answers your question. because I've actually forgotten what the question was. I went off on a bit of a tangent. But essentially, yeah, I think that like Southampton did do well, and they did expose the kind of the frailties within our offense if a team sits back.
Interesting. And Danny, what's your thoughts? Just not clinical enough, or a lack of that kind of crafty midfielder who try little balls over top, left, right, whatever it may be.
Yeah, I think I'll elaborate on Sean's point. I think it was it was definitely a bit of both, because if you look at Harry Winks, right, I think he had a very good game again, and he created three key chances, right, but I think that was he was playing some good balls into the box, and I think just we weren't taking our chance. I remember one near the end where the ball came in, he whipped. I think it was him that whipped in a cross, right, and Son headed it, and we know what Son's like with heading. His heading is terrible. The ball was a bit high, but if that was someone else, they could have done better. And I think there was a lot of times where there was good opportunities, and we didn't make the most of those opportunities when we should have really made the most of them. And if we did, we probably wouldn't be sitting here with a draw. We probably would have won that game quite comfortably. Now, we know, obviously, also the decisions played a part, because we had the ball in the back of the net 4 times in that game. And one of them was definitely rightly so offside. But the Harry Kane one and the Doherty one, they should have gone in, and they should have been goals. So, yeah, I get that the fact that we shouldn't have to rely on them. But you have to remember, and people forget this a lot, right? In the Premier League, it's all about fine margins, and a lot of the times it could be that one chance that should be a goal, or the one chance that goes in makes a difference, because the Premier League is the toughest league in the world, right? Every game is so difficult. It's not a run in the park. And yes, I know we should be beating Southampton, but they're coming off the back of a pretty decent run, and they had some good form lately. They're playing some decent stuff again, and when you have 2 chances like that, which should be goals, kind of go against you when they should have been clearly goals, then it does affect you. And I think that if one of them went in, I think we probably would have won the game even more comfortably. But because of them, I think it made it even more difficult for us to penetrate them. And yeah, I do think though, if we have a technical player, someone like a Prime Mundombele or Prime Ericsson, or someone like in that kind of ilk, who can thread those like crafty kind of those like passes that no one else can see kind of thing, then I think we probably would have won that game a lot easier. We probably would have won that game. But yeah, look, I mean, we should have won it, but it was a bit of everything, I think, on that day. I think it was a bit of the striker should have been more clinical. The people who had the chance should have been more clinical. I think we're probably unlucky with the decisions as well. So, and yeah, I think we probably were lacking someone a bit more creative in that middle. So it was a bit of everything, but it is what it is, and we have to move on to today, and hopefully we have a change in that today, and we
it definitely exposed. I know this isn't a transfer show, but I think that lack of that ability, if we can't trust Ndombele to do anything other than just maybe put the ball in the right place at the right time, if he hasn't 100%. Got the rest of it, for me it exposes the gap in our ability to have a different offensive strategy other than counter attack.
Yeah,
so I think January we need somebody who can thread a ball like Ndombele, but also has the fitness of Winksy or Skippy, and the tenacity of Højbjerg, and the aggression of Tanganga. Someone that's the full round player, but who can be reliable to break down teams that are sitting right back. We need that.
Yeah, I agree. I think we do play better on the counter. We are one of the best counter-attacking teams in the league. And I think even under the Poch era, right, we were always that team that when a team did sit back, we always had like 20 to 30 chances in a game, and we just couldn't penetrate them because we were just lacking that something all the time. Even though Ericsson was playing, there were times where we just weren't clinical enough. And I think someone like Conte, when he gets his players he wants, I think it's going to be different around with him. But yeah, I think if David goes into it, then I'll discuss it more. But in terms of players we might go for or stuff like that, but I've got my opinions on what I think should happen and all that kind of stuff. But yeah.
No, do you know what? I have to say I want to disagree with you, but on this one I actually can't, because
try your best, bro. Like sometimes when we're right. So it's okay, man.
No, look, my opinion on it is, look, I do think we were absolutely hard done by. I'm a firm believer, even if you don't play well, if you can get out of there with the win, which I mean, VAR done their best to not give us the 3 points on the day. But what we do, like, you're right, is that player that's comfortable in possession in their half, not only play balls or in behind for like Kane or someone running in behind, but someone that can spray it right, left, but not just a sideways pass. Yeah. Someone that can put it in over the fullback onto our wing back's foot and stuff like that. And someone that is just comfortable on the possession to keep that possession in their half, in and around their box, keep the pressure on them. And at times I just felt like we didn't have that. I felt like we would try and go for the kill and then the ball would come back and we go again. But if you have that one player there who can just, like I said, keep the pressure on in their half, pull them side to side, the gaps will appear. And I do believe we missed that. Kuva99 says, I can still hop on the stream if you want, David. Dermot was slurping Baileys by the belly full last night, and I've pushed our morning show back. Give me 2 minutes, Kuva, and I'll send you the link, my man. I will send you the link,
Hey,
Kuva.
Dave, whilst you're doing that, Dave, Bun and Dave, both of you, I've wanted to ask this question for a while. Do you think that we lack, there's something different about the Tottenham team that doesn't have an offensive player like a Peter Crouch, like a Canute, like Llorente, who's 6'4", 6'5", who, when we're struggling to break teams down, we haven't got anyone who can really provide an aerial threat for either the long ball or for crossing and getting above the defence.
Do you think that's why Conte is doing a lot of these short corner kick routines where he's passing it and not putting it into the box? Because when I look at it, we're one of the smallest teams in the league, in my opinion.
Tiny. And we can concede more goals from set pieces than pretty much any other team in the top half. We score fewer goals from set pieces than any team, I think, in the top 15.
That's what Conte. I think Conte is changing that, right? Because we scored more corners under Conte than we have done the whole season, right? Already, and I think it's like 2 or 3 goals from corners already this season under him. And you can see the difference. And if you watch that, the We Are Tottenham, the Stell Tactics show, right? That was pretty good because Sim and him explained it quite well, and you can see the way that they're actually corners are being worked on, right, between Nuno's corners and Conte's corners, right? And I think they are trying to be a lot more, like, they're trying to basically put more men into the box so you've got more of the chance of scoring from a corner. And whereas Nuno, what he was doing, he was having less players in the box and he was hoping for one of them to do something. But then if you've got more opposition players in the box and you've got less of a chance, percentage wise, right, that you're going to score a goal. If you put more players in the box, you're going to have more of a chance. And if it falls to someone, then you've got more of a chance, right? But I do agree, though, we do have a small team, and
we need
also
someone,
a lot of
who like brings the average up by 6 inches.
It's not just that, right? You know? It's also like you've got a lot of players like who are not the greatest in the air. Like, I don't personally think Dyer's good in the air. I think Romero's class in the air. I think Sanchez is not the greatest in the air.
Rodon's good in the air.
Rodon's good in the air, but he's never going to play for us, right? The best player, I think, in the air for us is Lucas Moura, right? And he's the smallest player on the pitch. Work that one out, right? He's our best player in the air, and that's because like his jump is so amazing, right? But the thing is, I think Conte will change it, and I think he will get the balance in the team. So I think if they go for a centre back this window, I think they'll go for someone who's tall and who can play that left centre back role. And I think if they go for him, I think they'll try, but I think they need someone like a Vlahovic, because I honestly believe
he's tall as well, right? Vlahovic is 6 foot.
He's 6'4", 6'5", or something like that.
Is he?
He's tall, yeah. He's tall, yeah. He is tall. But I've been saying this for so long, right? I honestly believe that. I think Cody mentioned it on Twitter as well, right? And I think he will play Vlahovic a lot more than people think that he'll play if we were to get him, right? And I think that he will play up front, and I think either Son or Kane will play behind, and he'll rotate them two all the time, because I think Vlahovic will always be up front, but Kane can play that number 10 role very well. And until we get someone who can play more comfortably in that number 10 role, he will mix between Son and Kane, and the way that he'll play it is it will be like a free flowing play. So Kane and Son will keep like rotating during the match. So, and one will do the running behind and all that kind of shit. But yeah,
I feel sorry for Moura though. Yeah, I know we're getting off topic. Last thing I'll say is if we do sign Vlahovic, it means that Moura gets, because I agree with you, Vlahovic is going to have to start, but Moura probably gets then. Unless he can transform into a right wing back. And Dave, I know how you feel about that suggestion, but Moura's.
Do you know what? you know what, Sean? What I've seen from no. I think you're spot on, right? But what I think you are spot on because I think it will change Mora's like if how much he plays. But the only thing what I've seen of Conte so far is that he likes to utilize the squad and he likes to make sure that everyone is used. And
Yeah.
because of the amount of games, obviously we're not in Europe now. It is changed. It's changed a lot in terms of we can use the same players kind of weekly a lot more often, right? But I do feel that even doing that, I think he will rotate players and he will rotate formations so that he can, because it is different against any team you play. Like it's going to be a different formation from Watford to Liverpool and different personnel, right?
Yeah.
And I think that him rotating the players gives everyone that sense of belief and everyone that sense of belonging that they're playing for the squad and everyone's part of it. And I think that's what he's so good at. He's so good at managing the players and making sure everyone feels like part of something.
Oh, the team.
And I think,
100%.
and I think that's what I think if you bring in someone like Babic, I don't think he is going to be a backup. I think that he will integrate him in a way where everyone is used equally. Even Harry Kane, it will give Harry Kane a chance to rest him as well one game. And then if Vlahovic can play against certain teams, but he needs someone bigger and stronger and someone who can hold the ball even better. And then you could have, do you know what I mean? It'll give a different dynamics to how we can play and how we can set up against different oppositions. So that's what I feel. Yeah.
No, but plus having someone like a Vlahovic or someone that's a bit taller, it gives you that option that when you are in a game like Southampton, you can keep putting balls into the box because you have someone that you know can go and attack it.
Exactly.
Wayne Bonner says, Kuva, haha, was Dermot on the Evian, Firewater.
He's Duva and Kermit these days.
It's Duva.
and you'll shame the butler.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Kuv. How are you, mate?
Happy New Year, Kuva.
Yeah, good. Happy New Year, lads.
But Wayne Bonner, Evian, it's absolutely lovely water. It's the best water out there, my man. Big yourself up, Wayne Bonner. Big yourself up. But look, I suppose we'll throw this one at Kuva. And look, before I ask this question, by no means am I getting on the man's back. I'm just asking the question. But Kuva, did Conte get his team selection wrong against Southampton?
No, I think we were just robbed. End of story. We did enough to win the game 3-1. We should have had it. It's game management at this point because we're paper thin on the players we can really put into that first team. So we can't go at it 100% in every game. We've got to ease off a little bit. We did plenty enough to win that game. It wasn't exciting, but that's Conte. You're not going to get a brilliant football every game, but you're going to get winning football, and we're seeing it. So I'll still take a draw in the scheme of things. Win all the home games, draw the away games. We'll have done a pretty good run this season. So it's just unfortunate. I think a little bit weird with the substitutions. That was all. It did seem strange. But then I thought about it and I thought, well, perhaps the idea was they're a man down. You get the wingers on their inverted wingers, so they were in a shooting position all the time. So pepper the shots at the goal. Didn't quite work out like that though. Southampton, to be fair, were magnificent at the back. They defended to a man. It's difficult to break a team down when they're that dogged. Even the likes of City can struggle for a while when they do it. I mean, we've done it to them. So if the shoe was on the other foot, we'd be raving about how well our defense did.
Probably. To be fair, we would be. But guys, then you believe that maybe Conte got his team selection wrong from the off?
Yeah, I mean, I think. Do you want to go first?
No, crack on, mate. Crack on.
I think that probably he did. I would have gone with similar team that he played in the last match, right? And I don't think now. Look, but I know how some people feel about Højbjerg, right? I love Højbjerg. Don't get me wrong, right? I think he's perfect for our squad, and he'd be a great utility player. And like in certain matches, he'd be perfect. But I think Højbjerg was the wrong player for that match. And if you looked at his passing in that game, his passing was quite off. Now he did make some great defensive tackles, but I think Skip would have been better in that match with the midfield that he chose. And I probably wouldn't have picked Dele Alli. I probably would. Now I know that there's all that stuff going on about Tanguy, but I probably would have picked Tanguy. just because I think he would have been better. And if you remember how good Tanguy was last season in both matches against Southampton, he was pretty good. And I probably would have played Tanguy, Skip, and Winks. It's probably the midfield three I would have gone with. But look, it's hindsight, right? Do you know what I mean? It is what it is. But yeah, I mean, I think there's a time and a place for certain players, and I just think if you look at the statistics, right, we've won, I think it's 63% of our games with Skip, and we've only won 25% or something like that without
I'll get
him.
onto that shortly. I'll get onto that one shortly.
But yeah, I mean, Skip, man, what a player. We'll talk about it after, but yeah.
No, I thought that it wasn't so much the starting 11. I mean, I think we have to get used to the concept. As much as I think everybody generally agrees that Tanguy Ndombele has one or two assets in his game that are higher class than anybody else in the squad for the things that he does well that we need someone to do. But all of the other parts of his personality, his effort, his character in general, pull that down, right? So none of us really want to see Tanguy start, but occasionally there'll be a time when we go, we need him now for this moment. But I don't think we trust him enough to do the game over to do that over 90 minutes. What I think is telling recently, to your point, Bun, Conte does try and include everybody that he finds value in. He tries to get this community team spirit vibe. He'll try and find roles for everyone when they're fit. He'll try and play people. The only names we haven't seen of any level or any kind of consistency under Conte is Lo Celso and Tanguy. And Lo Celso's been injured for 90% of the time Conte's been here, so we don't know how Conte feels about Lo Celso.
Yeah,
but I think the fact that Tanguy's been fit pretty much the entire, or quote unquote fit, like not match fit, not fit like a footballer should be, but kind of not injured.
Yeah.
Then and he hasn't played, and then also those comments that he made 2 days ago about Tanguy, where he couldn't even come to say anything other than he's a midfielder. He's a midfielder. Yeah. Right. I think the writing's on the wall for Tanguy, right? Definitely. So we can all get used to the idea that if he can be sold or loaned or somehow removed from the Tottenham ecosystem in the next 30 days or 28 days, then that's the plan, right? I feel like that has to be the plan, but that's going to be dependent on what Daniel Levy, my old man, what he does for the midfield, and that's why finding someone. As much as we love Vlahovic, as much as everybody would love him in, if there is limited funds available, which there will be, of course, there always is, a lot will, if we can sign Vlahovic and also replace Tanguy with someone of higher quality than Højbjerg, then that to me is the key kind of, that's the whole we need to fill, right? Like we need someone better than Højbjerg so that Højbjerg can, no disrespect to him, he can be a squad player. But we need someone better than him. And if that means that we can't do that without, and also afford Vlahovic, then for me, Vlahovic, unfortunately, I think I think it's more important that we find a replacement for Tanguy.
No,
I agree.
Moondog says, Happy New Year, guys. 3 points today. And my Dyer bet. Honestly, if it's ever going to come in, today's the day. Dyer, first goal scorer. Big up, Moondog. Absolutely love it. He's consistent with the bet. Go on, Charlie.
Dave, sorry, but just on the bets thing, this is on your 23-point plan. Can I add a 24-point plan?
Yeah.
Can I, on these pre-match pump-ups, can I have a little space at the end for 5 minutes because I'm a massive gambling retard, but I love finding awesome bets for Tottenham. I've got my Betfair account in front of me, so whenever there's time at the end, I'm going to call out some really interesting, juicy bets that might be interesting for people who are of the same proclivities in life that I am, to waste money on things that are probably not going to happen.
Do you know what? I'm not a massive gambler. I'm a bit of a stingy gambler. I put €2 on accumulator at the weekend. So, I'll definitely new segment on the show from now on these pre-match build-up. Shawnee at the end will tell you where to stick your money. Big up. Absolutely love it.
Nice.
Moondog, Happy New Year, guys. 3 points today on my Dyer bet. Make sure you do get it on. And Moondog, you and Shawnee are going to love it. Shawnee, every week now, we'll be telling you where to put your money on when it comes to Spurs. When Butler, we need another Glenn Hoddle. He passed for fun. That he did. Absolutely magnificent player, Glenn Hoddle was. Absolutely class. I mean, and then when he went to Monaco where the pitches were better, he was even better as well, my man. Big up Wayne Bonner. Big up Wayne. Wayne knows a good pass for the ball. Luka Modric is another one. Michael Carrick was decent. We've had some good ones down the years. Dan Coy says, Happy New Year, David, my friend. Match day. Come on, you Harris Army. Match day it is, my man. Absolutely buzzing and pumped. I cannot wait. And Happy New Year, Danny boy. Happy New Year, my man. Kaguma. Big up, Kaguma. She says, big up David, Sean, and the Bun and Kuva. I wish everyone good fortune, love, and health. Let's set the 2022 tone with happy Spurs vibes in for the big win. Absolutely love it. Look, the majority of the time over here, you only get happy Spurs vibes anyway. So you do. But Kaguma, honestly, wishing you a happy new year. Again, love, health, and good fortune. And hopefully it's better this year than what it was last year. But guys, she's, any of you want to say that to Kaguma, wish her happy new year or that?
I love Kaguma. Happy New Year, Kaguma. And your support for everyone is just unbelievable.
Incredible.
And honestly, it's unbelievable. And
there's so many more like her too.
Yeah, I know there is. And
there's nobody though. There is nobody that has the keyboard access that Kaguma has. She has access to certain emojis or emoticons, whatever they're called. I've never seen those before. She must have like a keyboard that's like 1,000 buttons wide.
A special Kaguma keyboard. Especially for her, and that's it. But yeah,
business for you, Kaguma. Get yourself a new keyboard business where you have like one-touch emojis that fill the screen with amazing things.
It's called Gagaguma. That's what it is. That's the name of the keyboard. But yeah, look, I agree with her, and I hope we get that win so we can set the tone for 2022 for all of us Spurs fans. Honestly, it'll be brilliant.
Yeah,
absolutely. Any stream that Gaguma's on, it's a better stream by default.
Yeah.
Well said.
Just fantastic. Absolutely love seeing your name pop up on any channel. So happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year, Kaguma. Happy New Year. Big yourself up, Kaguma. I really appreciate the support as well. And I put out a post yesterday on all social media, so hopefully everyone's seen it. But to thank you for your support over 2021. It was absolutely incredible. It was unwavering. And I mean, you guys are the reason why the channel keeps growing and keeps growing and keeps growing. So, thank you so much to everybody. And again, Happy New Year. Dark Sun G says, the change from last season is Sissoko for Skip. Huge upgrade. Now, Skip can score. I would feel really ecstatic. Honestly, if this guy scores, I would absolutely lose my shit. I love Skippy. I really do. Skip is low on our wages. He deserves to be higher than Winks and Doherty on wages. Guys, any of you want to say that to Dark Sun G on this?
I completely agree. Quickly, Skippy's on, I think, £16,000 a week.
At all.
Yeah, it's really low. It's super low. He's still on like a contract. No, he hasn't signed a new contract since before he went away to Norwich, right? And robbery. It is absolute robbery because his contribution per pound spent, is just insane. So get that man. I don't know. And I guess he's too nice to be. His agent's not, locking him in yet. And Daniel Levy's probably happy to wait, but need to get that
Yeah, I think with him, right. I think what they'll do is they'll see if they can go until the end of the season. If they're gonna give him a new contract, it will be in January, and if not, it will be in the summer as one of those things that Spurs do to kind of make the mood feel good and start it off and give like one of their own a new contract. And I think that's what they'll do, because also it's a matter of if he's happy how he is right now, he's not complaining. Why would they change it to spend more money? Just from a business point of view, from what Levy's like, right? So I think that they'll probably do it at the end of the season. And when he does get it, it'll be truly deserved, because for me, he's one of my favorite players this season. And he's just unbelievable. And I think if anyone deserves it, it's him.
Spot on. Absolutely spot on. But there you have it, Dark Sun G. I mean, we learn something new every day. 16 grand a week. I mean, look, let's be honest, it's not really to be sniffed at, but in terms of football, what he offers, I mean, he's not really being paid for what he's bringing to the team, really, to be honest with you. But Dark Sun G, my man, really appreciate the support. Now, guys, I do want to get on and talk about our away form. Well, Spurs have only won 6 of their past 22 away league matches, including one of our last 6, and have failed to score in any of our last 3 prior to the Southampton game. Why is our away form so bad, and how do we transform it? Anyone can take that.
Who wants
Go
to
on,
go
Cooper.
first?
What,
Go on,
me?
Cooper, you go.
Cooper,
Yeah, go on. Go on,
Cooper.
Cooper.
We'll do it in age.
Just-
Do it in age. My parents always told me to respect my elders.
it's just a case of giving it time. The first thing Conte's done is make us a lot more solid, hard to beat, so we're not just giving away easy victories on the road. That is first and foremost. The players just have to get used to swapping systems, going from 3-4-3 to 3-5-2. Perhaps in some of the big games, some of the away games, slipping into that system. And of course, now we've got the added trouble that teams are well and truly wise to the fact we've got Conte and we're improving. So they're putting on their A game again against us instead of perhaps seeing us as an easy touch. So games are harder. Squad is a bit too thin to rotate enough, and some of our players get tired out. I suppose the away trips are always going to be harder to lift yourself because it's always physically draining to play an away game anyway. Just the travelling alone makes it a bit harder. But I'm not too worried as long as our home form is stellar like it has been. The away form, if we're picking up draws all the time, it will come. It will come. We'll start picking up a few wins. Players will get used to the fact that this is the routine. Snatch a win by the odd goal. It starts becoming easier and easier. As the players come in, hopefully over January and in the summer, it's going to be a lot easier for us. We'll be smashing away wins both home and away, and taking the league title and the FA Cup and the League Cup, and the Champions League,
American Idol,
and the Charity Shield,
Nobel Peace Prize. and Cooper, just a quick follow-up question. Is today's game the perfect day to kind of put that away for him, right?
Definitely, it's Watford. I mean, the only thing about Watford is I've forgotten who was making this point the other day. They were mentioning about Watford only seem to win once every 6 games at the moment, and this is the 6th game since they last won. So it would be typical that they just have one of those days where they're on fire, but. No, come on. I mean, logically, no. We should be able to put them aside pretty easily. Let's go for a Bob 4-1. I'm going to go for.
Love it. And look, we'll go to Sean because we are doing an age, and then we'll go to the Bud. Shawnee, when it comes to away form, how do we fix it? Because it is becoming a real problem. 22 games, only a couple of wins there.
Yeah. So look, I think I've never fully understood. Obviously, everyone knows playing away from home is harder than playing at home. I don't really understand why, right? Like, it's still the same. It's still like a patch of grass that's so far wide, so far long, and and you've got the home fans cheering against you, whatever. But a sports psychologist, I'm pretty sure a sports psychologist was signed by Clive Woodward, right? The ex-England manager of rugby. Back when we won the World Cup in 2004, he hired this sports psychologist to trick or to train the players to know that when you're playing away in front of fans that essentially aren't supporting you, to receive the noise in a different way, like to receive silence as an incentive, and to receive noise as a fearful thing. And it worked, right? He was only in the job for like 18 months, and we went and won the World Cup in Australia in the final against Australia. So I think that there's ways that you can overcome some of the benefits of being away from home, or some of the disadvantages, of being away from home. What I would say is most teams are more likely to want to be aggressive and offensive and impress their fans when they're at home. So if we're going to places like Watford or Southampton, you would hope and expect to see a slightly more offensively minded version of that team when you go to them than when they come to you, right? When they come to you, it's like all backs against the wall. Let's try and nick a draw or a smash and grab, whatever they can get away with. But when they're at home, there's a little bit more additional pressure on them from their fans, whatever, to try a bit more, right? To try and get a bit more out of the game. And so on that basis, sometimes I wonder why it is that when we're playing, I understand if you're going to Chelsea or Man City or Liverpool away, you want to we take the same approach. We'll get what we can here. 3-5-2 makes more sense than 3-4-3. But I am of the opinion that today a 3-4-3 makes more sense to me than a 3-5-2, because Watford at home is probably more likely to try and be a little bit more offensive and allow us to counter at pace and speed and do the things that we do well than they would be if we were playing Watford at home.
Yeah.
So I would hope that this Conte's dream of 3-5-2, I believe that Tottenham play better in a 3-4-3, and I still contend that there's not that much difference between the two systems. It's just one midfielder that has a slightly different role. It's either pushed further up or further back, and that particular player can be swapped out for whoever fits the mold, right? But I would rather see Tottenham do 3-4-3 today. Last thing I'll say is we absolutely need to get the away form going. I understand, completely agree with Kuva. It is a process. It does take time. And Conte's first role was to sort out the defense and get us a bit more kind of tight at the back. I think we're doing that. But now we need to get the away form going, because we've got 5 London derbies in January. Today's the first. And the next 4 are far tougher. Three of those are away. So we need to, 3 of the 5 are away. Today's the first. We need to get 3 points here. Anything less than 3 points is a disaster for our hopes. So whatever you got to do today, do it. But I think 3-4-3 is the way to find it, personally.
Interesting. Great analysis there from Kuva and Sean. And Danny, to you, my man, is it lack of quality or is it mentality when we go away from home?
I think it's both. I think it's a bit of both. I think it is lack of quality, and I think it is mentality, because I think what I saw against Southampton, the way they started, they wanted it more. Like it looked like they wanted it more. It looked like we were kind of very passive. We weren't aggressive. We were kind of just taking our time, strolling. They looked a bit nervous. Like Winks made a few mistakes early on, and he nearly cost us, and then he made up for his mistake, luckily. And there was a few kind of nervy moments, and I think that is to do with the mentality, but it's also the players' quality, because obviously that they both come hand in hand. If you've got someone like a Romero there who's a world-class player, then I think he breathes more confidence to the other players in that back line. Then I think Dyer obviously is always susceptible to one error or 2 errors a game. Sometimes it affects, sometimes it causes us big issues, sometimes it doesn't. But and I kind of do think what Sean was saying, right? Where I believe the reason why 3-4-3 looks better with us right now is because of the personnel that we have, and I think that formation suits our personnel that we currently have. I think once he has his players fully, the ones he wants, I think that we will play a 3-5-2 more often than the 3-4-3, and that's just because he needs that midfielder. He needs someone who's better than Højbjerg. Unfortunately, that's what it is. He needs someone who can complement Skip better, right? So he needs a bit more of a combative midfielder, and more like a powerhouse kind of in the middle, right? Who's more technically better going forward than Højbjerg is, right? Not to say that he's not good going forward, but I think we can do better, right? And I think he also needs someone who's a lot more creative as well, because I think ideally he would have loved it to be Ndombele or Dele Alli or someone like that, but he knows that they're not good enough, and unfortunately he hasn't had a chance to try Lascelles, who I think he probably does think could do a job, but unfortunately he is always injured. He's basically Lamela 2.0, so I think you'll probably will see eventually him go to that 3-5-2, but I think today's formation, it has to be 3-4-3, and I think we'll probably see Lucas come back into the fold to start the match. I think he'll start with Son and Kane up top, and I think you'll probably see Winks and Skip in the middle. I would have thought.
I'll wait for that.
I can't see it any other way unless he decides to play.
Be rested today.
I think he'll be rested as well, because he rested Skip, didn't he, in the last game, and then he brought. But I think I think that's what you'll see today, and then obviously the usual suspects for wing backs and the usual back three. I can't see anything else. But I think it's a matter of time until he starts using that formation. And I think in terms of the away performances, I think It's also a little bit of momentum as well, because I think we haven't really had that kind of run of winning away games in any kind of fashion where it's a bit of luck, a bit of sloppiness, or shit performance, and we go and win it. I think once they start getting that winning feeling, I think we'll be able to turn those draws into wins more often. And I think also with the way Southampton was in that game, I know they had 10 men and they just decided to sit back the whole game basically after that. I think what I saw from Tottenham was a difference in terms of they were trying a lot more. Like you could see they were trying. They had a lot of chances, and maybe they weren't a lot of clear-cut chances, but we had the opportunities to go and finish that game off. And I think that's the difference between what we saw with a Nuno team and a Jose team than a Conte team. With the Conte team, we're actually trying to do something, and we're trying to get forward. And I think once you do have better players, it's going to be a lot more effective. So yeah, I think that it is a mixture of everything.
Yeah, no, we're a proactive team now. We're not as much
exactly.
of a
That's the word. Yeah.
Spot on,
could I just add a little bit to that as well? On the 3-4-3, there is a danger as well that you're a little bit too cavalier, because you don't want to go on the road and give the home team a sniff of encouragement, because then the crowd will get behind them and they suddenly turn, Watford suddenly turn into Bayern Munich for 20 minutes. You can be right under the cosh. But so I can see the logic sometimes going with that 3-5-2, swamping the midfield, just snuff them out, keep the crowd really quiet. Then they get on the back of their home team, and it works in your advantage. So
that's a good point, mate. Good point.
Yes, it's all psychology and formations and everything. There's a bit of everything.
And do you know what I love? Do you know what I love about Conte right now is the fact that none of us really know what he's going to do. Like we all say, it's going to be this, but he does something completely different. So like if we maybe some of us are thinking he's going to go the 3-4-3 again, but then he could just surprise us and then do the 3-5-2 and then play a midfielder we haven't seen before, but a midfield three. Maybe Lo Celso starts if he's fit. I know he apparently he might be ready for today. We don't know if he's fully ready yet, but for all we know, he could throw him in with Winks and Skip today. So it could be something like that, and he could go 3-5-2. But that's
some of his decisions, though, mate. Some of his we didn't see that coming decisions. Decisions that none of us agree with, like playing Doherty on left wing back for the last 25 minutes of the game against Southampton. Didn't make any sense to anybody. It
didn't, but I think what he's doing is he's trying to manage a squad, and he's also trying to make sure that we don't get injuries. He's making sure that he's utilizing what he can with what he's got until he can get the players he really wants. Because let's face it, Doherty is going to be one of the first to go. It
was evident in the press conference with some of the stuff he was saying. That. Like basically what I took from the whole press conference was that he can only try so much with this squad, but if you want top four, you're going to have to invest, and that's what I was basically taking from some of the answers he was giving at his press conference. But we will move on because I do want to talk about Skip and Winks. Moondog, he says Dyer 25-1 first scorer equals 310. That'll do me. Not a bad return at all. Not a bad return at all, my man. But Moondog, I do hope
that one. I think.
Huh?
It's not a bad bet, that one. He's got a goal in him.
It's going to come.
Well, Sonny's 9-2, and with the stat that you rolled out earlier, Dave, that Sonny scored 5 of his last 6 games against Watford. If he does score, he usually scores first. If you got 20 quid, you can make 90. It's I've had 20 quid on Sonny to score first today, but if you want to be a little bit more elaborate, then sure, Eric Dyer, he's overdue a goal. He hasn't scored. Do
you know what? It's one of them bets you put on every single game because eventually it'll happen. William Kenny says, because we're shit, Davey. No, we're not shit, my man. We're the best team in the league. That's
Whoa.
Never shit, my man. Never. Big up, William. William's still on the beer.
No, I don't think he meant shit there. I think he meant sexy.
William. Kuba's put words in your mouth. Absolutely love it. Big up, William. Dark Song G says this is a new year. We should be able to win away today, and starting today, we are going to start getting our away form running. Looking forward to transfers. Do you know what, Dark Song G? I fully agree with you. My opinion, just quickly on the away form is I think if we're going away from home, you roll out Skip and Højbjerg. Then I think maybe at home, you can maybe take one of them out and put Winks in and be a bit more expansive. But, look, Winks had a very good game against Southampton overall. But I do think in periods in the first half, we were missing Skip in there beside Højbjerg. Just
definitely
get in there and turn that ball over. As much as Winks has come on a lot, he's not really that combative midfielder that you're looking in there away from home, especially in the first half when things are tight. You're scrapping for the ball. For me, I'd be rolling out Skip and Højbjerg in the away games where I could. Dark Sung G, but my man, we will turn this away form around. I mean, Conte's turned every other stats around, especially the running stats from last to first. Absolutely love it.
Dave,
I
do you
know
know
you're looking forward to transfers, Dark Sung G. It's your favourite time. Sorry, Shani.
Sorry, Dave. Do you not find though that with Skip and with Winksy and Højbjerg against Southampton, neither of them took the I felt like they were looking at each other going, well, I'll pass left to you, but then I'm going to stay back. I'm going to sit back and I want you to run. But the other guy was like, well, I'm not going to run forward. Like, fuck that. I'll pass it back to you. And it was one of these kind of like, this kind of thing. Whereas with Skippy seems to have grabbed it. I'll do it. I'll fucking do it. If you're not going to do it, I'll do it. And then he was running with the ball and driving forward. So I just feel like
do you know what it is with Skip?
Yeah.
The reason why he does that is because he's confident he'll be able to hold the other players off. The reason why you don't see Winks doing it is because he knows he'll be bullied off the ball. He can do it when he wants to. But the reason why you do see Skip taking that responsibility is because he's comfortable on the ball to be able to do it. He's comfortable he knows I drive forward, the contact's going to come. But he's confident with himself that he can take that. Winks, not so much. And that's why you see Winks more or less playing them passes over the top because he knows if he comes up against it physically. I mean,
I don't want to take Watford on with chips over the top. Their defense is fairly. I know we haven't spoken about Watford yet. I know their defense is leaky as hell, but they are a fairly tall back four, and I'd rather see us play it through, play it round, play it down the channels, whatever. And I think the 4-3-3 dictates that. Or even if it doesn't, even you go 4-5-1, if you don't have Skippy in there, and then two of those midfield, whether it's a midfield 2 or midfield 3, if two of them are Winksy and Højbjerg, if neither of them are comfortable moving forward, then this just creates this bank where you have sideways passing. You push it out to Romero, and then Romero's got a defender in front of him, and Romero can't beat the defender. And it's frustrating beyond belief. So,
but what I do want to get across when it comes to Højbjerg was not brought in to do any of that passing forward or anything. Yeah. Højbjerg was brought in simply to turn the ball over and give it back to the attacking players.
Yeah,
it's Winks. When Winks is put in, it's his job then to be able to pick them passes forward, get the ball to the forward players, not Højbjerg's. And I do see Højbjerg get a lot of criticism for it. And I get it. But the point is that that's not Højbjerg's role. Højbjerg was brought in to turn the ball over and play in midfield like he did last season under Jose alongside Ndombele. He turns the ball over, gives it to Ndombele, and Ndombele then is the man to get you forward. And that's essentially what Winks is coming into the team to do. I get people disappointed with Højbjerg's passing and stuff like that, but I mean,
no, it's not his role. But who would you rather have play today? If you were Conte, and you will be at one point in the next 10 years, if you are in that role, do you play today Winksy and Højbjerg in a 4-5, and then somebody else up, to make the 3-5-2, or do you play Skippy and one of the other two?
To be honest with you, today, just purely because I think Højbjerg does need the rest, I would rest Højbjerg today. But in general, at home, you can maybe roll out Højbjerg and Winks or Winks and Skip. But away from home, I'm more comfortable if we were sticking to the 3-4-3, going with Højbjerg and Skip, because you're not going to get easy ball away from home. You have to earn it. You have to work for it, no matter where you go. And that, for me, is why I would put them two in there more or less away from home. And then when you're at home, or else even if you want to fit Winks in, you can just change to the 3-5-2.
Okay, so let me rephrase it quickly. If Højbjerg wasn't tired and needed a rest, would you start with the same 11 that started against Southampton?
No, I'd be bringing in Højbjerg and Skip and bring Lucas back.
Skip has to start. Skip has to start no matter what.
Look, you drop Winksy. If Højbjerg was fit, you would drop Winksy today rather than Højbjerg. Okay,
you know what? I was thinking about what you just said and what David just said. David makes a fucking good point, right? Because if you keep Winks and Skip, right? Winks is not going to be the combative midfielder that Højbjerg is. But then if Højbjerg is not on his day, if his passing is not up to standards, then you lose what maybe Winks has been doing in the last kind of few games of giving us those chances that maybe Højbjerg wouldn't do. So it's a bit of a balancing act. It's quite hard. It's quite hard to see what would be better. I mean, ideally, you'd probably say, if you're in all honesty, you'd probably want to see all three of them, because Højbjerg and Skip will do what we need them to do, and then you've got Winks to allow him to go to play more forward and play those kind of passes that's going to help open up the defense, right? Yeah. But if he's going to go with a 3-4-3, then today I'd probably start right with Winks, and as much as I probably would prefer Højbjerg and Skip, I'd probably start Skip and Winks and then see how it goes, and then if he has to change it to shore up the defense, the midfield more, then you bring on Højbjerg and take off Winks. I'd probably start with Winks and Skip if he's going to go with the 3-4-3. If he goes with 3-5-2, then all three of them play today for me.
Yeah, interesting. Kuba, you agree as well, do you?
I do. The still Winks and Skip together is still a bit of an experiment at this point.
It is. It's what he's got, right?
I'm really encouraged seeing Winks actually getting stuck in a bit, to be honest. There was a few sliding tackles going in. He was chasing back, getting in position. He's doing everything you'd actually want him to do at this point. We're giving him credit. Are we giving him enough credit? He's really been quite sensational since he came back into the team. But is it going to work as a partnership? That's the thing.
Yeah, that's where Kura, the balance thing comes into play, and I think what Conte is struggling to do with who we've got right now is find the right balance of what he needs to do everything that he wants that midfield to do. And I think that's where he is struggling, because Skip is Winks is limited to what he can do. At the moment, he's showing a lot more than what he has been, and he's showing Conte and the Spurs fans that he can do a lot more than what he has shown. And Højbjerg, obviously, we know what Højbjerg can do, but he's limited in certain things, especially if his passing's not up to scratch, because we know his passing can be quality in games, right? And we've seen it, but it depends on how the player's playing on the day against what opposition they're playing against, and and how he can find that right balance. And that's why I feel that he needs maybe one or two midfielders in there to kind of complement. For me, whatever you do, you build that midfield around Skip, because Skip is the key, right? And I think we need another creative player and another combative midfielder who can do a lot more technically than, say, Winks and Højbjerg can do. But I think right now it's all up in the air who he's going to pick today. It's really, none of us know.
I think you hit the nail on the head, Danny. I do think you see Berg rested today, especially with Chelsea coming up and stuff like that.
I think so.
Stole my next point as well. Like, it's January, isn't it? It's bringing in those couple of players. We do need a couple of midfielders in there.
Yeah.
Well, David, you just said it yourself, right? I think he's probably looking at the Chelsea games and the Arsenal game, and I think you probably would prefer someone like Højbjerg in the midfield in some of those games, because he's going to do a lot more combative work than, say, Winks would do, right? And I think he's going to have to kind of manage the game as the game goes on per opponent we play. And I think that's where I think that's why today, in all fairness, right, Winks and Skip should be enough to beat a Watford team, in all fairness.
Yeah, there should be. And if they're not, then they shouldn't be here. And that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. Yeah. Faz Radfar says, Suds Law suggests Sissoko and Rose will play. I actually think Rose is out injured, my man. I don't think you will see Rose. Sissoko you probably will see, but I mean, I'd say they'd probably have people running in the nearest postcode to try and get the ball where he shoots. And to be honest with you, Faz Radfar, pick yourself up, my man. I mean, look, we all know what a Moussa Sissoko shot entails. I mean, let's be honest about it. But big up, Faz, my man. Big up. Really appreciate it. Guys, what I do want to ask you is look, Spurs have been fine. Sorry, anyone? Sorry.
No, I was saying that was good. That was a good one. That was a good one.
I know. I thought someone wanted to make another point about a skipper or Højbjerg. Spurs seem to be finding some real form under Conte. No manager club's history has gone beyond 6 without a loss. Conte has gone 7 league games unbeaten at Spurs, and today he's looking to go 8. Has Conte been lucky with the way the fixtures have fallen, or is he really one of the best managers we have had at this club? And what sets him apart from his predecessors? I'm just running to Jack's back in 1 minute. We'll start with Kuva.
Well, yeah, Conte is without doubt one of the greatest managers in the world today, and he's in his prime. I don't think anybody will even argue that point, will they? Surely not. No. What sets him apart is he's prepared to do what other managers aren't. He's prepared to actually go at loggerheads with the chairman, saying this is what I want, or I'm not doing the job. He wants to bring in his entire coaching team. He's done that. We see the benefits from it. With the likes of Nuno, you got the feeling nice guy. He'll just do what he's told to do. Try and make do with what he has. Wasn't working out. Conte is the sweeping change that this club needed. And we're all hoping for it with Paratici as well, that working together. He also seems to have that attitude of just being able to tell Daniel Levy, no, we need this now. We're having this now, or forget it. I can't do my job. And it seems like Levy's listening so far. So that's the big difference. You got 2 people you need rather than a couple of yes men.
Yeah, I agree. So, I think that as well. I think people will say, "Oh, yeah, we've had an easy run in and all this kind of that. We've been at home." Yeah, you could say to an extent, right? We have had a kind of easier run in because we've had a lot of home games, right? But you could flip that, because if we were with Nuno, we probably would have lost some of those games because of how bad we were playing, and we were in such a state before Conte came in that we probably were more every game. We're like, oh, we're going to lose this one again, aren't we? We're going to lose this one again, aren't we? And it's like there was no hope because we were playing such dire football, and there was no tactics, no system, no nothing. But Conte is one of the best managers, elite managers in the world in his prime, right? And we have never had an elite manager in the top 5 managers in the world in their prime manage Tottenham Hotspur. And I think that is definitely showing. And to see what he's done with certain players like Ben Davies and Dyer and Winks and even Skip and people like that, and Kane, to bring back Kane as well, to get him motivated again. I mean, it tells you how good of a manager he really is. I mean, Sanchez is playing better. I know people have their thoughts on Emerson Royale, but I think he's playing a bit better. He's starting to look a little bit more confident. He's playing in a position that he likes to play in now. And I think just as a whole, the team has got belief now, and we didn't have that. And I think that comes from a manager like Conte. You don't get that from anyone else. So, yeah, I think people can say, yeah, it is. We have had an easier run-in, but it's the Premier League. No game's easy. It's every single game's hard. We played Liverpool at home and we made them look shit. We should have battered them that game, right? Not many teams have done that this season and played Liverpool and made them look shit. Do you know what I mean? So, I mean, it says a lot it's credit to what he's doing. And it's scary because it's scary in a sense where it's a good scary, because it's like, can you imagine what this guy can do with us if he's given the players that he wants? It's insane. It's insane where we could what we could achieve.
Premier League, yeah.
I think the
seriously.
Kuba, we're not at the part of the show yet where we get deep delusional. Okay,
no,
a little bit of time to go.
Why can't we? With Conte in charge, why can't we?
We start with top 4, then we start to nip away at Chelsea, Liverpool, and then suddenly we're talking second, and then by the end of the show, we're talking
Premier League already, challenging for it next season.
I think. Do you know what, Kuba? I think that is what Conte will be looking at. He wouldn't have come to Spurs, right, to say, oh, I want to settle for top 4. He's come to Spurs because he believes that if he can get what he wants, right, he can get this team challenging for a title. And I think that's what we'll do next season, because I know I've read a lot of reports of DiMaggio and other people saying, look, the January transfer window is always a difficult window to do business. I think we will do business, maybe not exactly what we need, but from what I've seen and heard, it looks like the summer window is where he's going to get the big money to spend. And you wouldn't be surprised, because that's when you're going to be able to see where people finish, see what other people want, because it doesn't just depend on what we do. It also depends on what we can get out of the club. And I think if we can get out the players we want to get out, I think they're going to, and also Champions League. If we finish in a Champions League spot, it's going to be able to get every single player that he wants to get. And I think that's when then you'll see a full pre-season with Conte. And I think next season will be a very surprising year for a lot of us, if everything goes to plan, put it that way.
Yeah, I'm happy to appear delusional, because all I'm looking at is what if we had Conte at the start of this season?
It's
How
true.
many more points would we have got when
It's true.
Nuno was in charge? Then apply those points and look at the league table. We are not a million points off the top there.
It's true.
Do you know what though? I do think that my dad had a stroke of genius, realizing the situation when he was getting booed at Tottenham. I'm talking about Levy, not my actual father, but for the purposes of William Kelly's comment. I think my dad was, runs in the family, some strokes of genius that I think what Daniel Levy did was, when he saw us lose to Man United, saw the reaction from the fans, saw the noise, the atmosphere, the energy, the kind of toxicity, and then he looked at the run of games leading up to Christmas and went, if there's ever going to be a good time for Daniel Levy to make a line in the sand, snap decision, and then bring in the big boy, where it's going to bide me a little bit of time, it's going to buy a little bit of favour, and it's going to allow Conte to come in. Conte probably got the phone call from his agent saying, hey, Daniel Levy's just about to sack Nuno. Do you want to come in? Here's the reason why you should do it now, because you can come in and make an immediate impact. And part of the reason why you can do that is because of the run of games that we have between September and December, or whenever it was, early October and December. So I think it was, dare I say it, a little bit of Levy magic in doing it when he did it, to give himself some time. And now we've got to January. Listen, I just saw a text message from someone sharing a really interesting point about the January transfers that Spurs have made in the last 9 years. And there's only a couple of names that ring true, right? So 2021, we didn't sign anybody. 1920, we signed Bergwijn and Gedson. 18-19, nobody. 17-18, Lucas Moura. 16-17 season and 15-16 season, nobody. 14 and 15 season was Dele Alli. 13-14, nobody. 12-13 seasons, Zeki, Friars, and Holtby. The only names on over that 8-year period that have signed that have done anything were Dele Alli, Lucas Moura, and Bergwijn, right? And Bergwijn is still like, and Dele Alli has gone like peaked and then come off his pedestal pretty quickly. So I think that the statistics are clear. Like, we're not very busy. We're not, and we don't generally do good business in January. But I think that this January is the second chance for Daniel Levy to get a little bit more favour with the Spurs fans. I do think, I know I've met the guy 3 times. He's vulnerable. He's sensitive. He might be an idiot, but like a moron to most of us. But he's a human. And whilst he's greedy and all the things that we think about him, I do think he is sensitive to public opinion. He wants to be liked, like most people do. And I think that this January is going to be different. I think there's the stars are aligning in multiple ways around. I said this the other day, Dave. Newcastle's effect, the Newcastle effect, is going to get the ball rolling quickly. You've got all the free transfers that haven't been decided yet, or the out of contract players. But the clubs that they work for are also desperate for money and not necessarily in positions in their respective leagues where they are going to fight for something anyway. So there might be a requirement or a desire to get a bit of money in now rather than losing them anyway, inevitably in 6 months' time. There's a whole bunch of things that can happen. And I think that this January window is going to be, of all those 8 years, I think we're going to look back in 8 years' time and say that this season was the best January window for Tottenham in the last 15.
Do you know what? Do you know what? Right. To add to that, right. I think the only thing that I can see us, like, I think you're spot on about all the stuff you said, and I think that if this is a time, there's a time he's going to do it. It has to be now, right? And I think, do you know what you said about the Newcastle effect? I think that is going to play a big part in it, and I think it's because it's not just that, right? If Newcastle start buying players that say like Arsenal or Man United or say Chelsea or Liverpool kind of want to target, and they're going for like the Botmans and players like that, who technically those kind of bigger clubs would probably want to go for them as well. And if they go and get those kind of players, they're going to start seeing that Newcastle they're starting their project now. They're going to start the big spending and stuff. I know they've only got a limit of what they can spend due to financial fair play, wherever, but they're still going to be able to spend 100 million if they want to spend 100 million, no problem. And I think if there's going to be a time where you can kind of capitalize on the whole financial situation that's going on in the world, in the Premier League, etc., with all the other teams in Europe and all the other leagues, this is probably your best time to capitalize on that. If 100%. You can get the deals for the players you want. And I think we're probably going to see maybe 1 or 2 pre-contract agreements potentially with players, and then exactly. And I think what they'll probably do is they'll probably say, well, look, if those players if we manage to get pre-contract agreements with 1 or 2 players, and they say, right, if you want us to give you some money for it, we'll take him now for like £5-10 million or whatever. Otherwise, we've already got him anyway. And I think that's what they're probably going to try and do with the pre-contract agreement players they try and sign, or if they do sign any. But I also think they're probably going to try and get 1 or 2 players out and 1 or 2 players in, and I think they'll go for a right wing back. No one knows who it's going to be, and I think there'll be a one surprise in there. And I honestly believe if they're going to go for anyone who's going to shock everyone, it's got to be Vlahovic. That's the only player that's going to shock everyone. Be like, right, now we mean business, because I think Conte knows he needs that second striker. He needs it desperately, because people forget, right? If Kane or Son gets injured for a long period, we're fucked. We ain't got no one else. Now he's not going to use Bergwijn and Son for a season, is he? The rest of the season, if Kane's out for 3 months, what's he going to do then? Bergwijn's going to be our striker. He can't even score a goal. I mean, I know he's playing better, but is he going to replace Kane? No one's going to replace Kane unless you have someone like a Vlahovic who he knows who can score goals, or someone who's good enough to score goals, and someone who we kind of type of player we need. So it's going to be a very interesting January window, to say the least.
No, definitely will be. Look, in terms of the striker, I want a proper striker that will come in. I don't want a stopgap. I don't want a loan deal. I want a striker that will come in that feels like he's a part of it, and that'll hit the ground running.
Could I just quickly add to that as well? I think we actually need something like a right wing back, a central defender, a midfielder, more than we need Vlahovic at the moment. But Vlahovic is the one you can't afford to miss out on, because there's no opportunity.
That's the thing. It's like the way we got Reguilon, right? No one saw us coming for Reguilon. No one. It was kind of like out of the blue. It was like bang, we've gone for Reguilon, and it was because what they said afterwards, and all the like Romano and everyone kind of who was saying, it's because it was an opportunity. It was kind of like the Bergwijn transfer. No one saw that coming, and they told us it's because it was an opportunity they couldn't miss, right? But I know, obviously, from what I know, there was a lot of financial reasons why they went for Bergwijn. It was all because it suited them financially, that they could pay the deal in installments, and the way the contract was worked, and all that kind of shit was the reason why they went for Bergwijn. But I think someone like Vlahovic, if they can get him, and they know that they can get him now, they will go for him, because they know that if they wait till the summer, yes, they might get less. They might be able to pay less money, but the problem is that going to happen because of he's got less months on his contract? Because there'll be a lot more clubs in the summer who will want a striker, and we know what Spurs are like. As soon as, say, Man City or Chelsea or Arsenal go in for him, that's it. We're done. We're not going for him. It's as simple as that. So I think this is the last chance to get Vlahovic. If they want to go for Vlahovic, this is the last chance. So we'll see what happens. We'll see.
I agree. Before we take Dark Sun G Super Chat here, everybody, make sure you smash that like button. Let's get it to over 100 likes. Smash that subscribe button if you are new. Big push to 10K is on. And as well, feel free to get your super chats in and help support the channel, guys. I know not everybody's able to do it. Do not worry. I will bring your comments up as best as I can. The Dark Sun G, and probably moves me into the next point, which is, do we think there'll be any changes there? Dark Sun G reckons it'd be Lloris, Davies, Dyer, and Tanganga. He's saving Sanchez for the Chelsea game. He's putting in Gill at left wing back. He's saving Reguilon for the Chelsea game. Winks in centre midfield alongside Skip. Or he wants Pierre-Emile Højbjerg with Celso. Doherty at right wing back. He's saving Real for Chelsea. And Son and Kane up top. He's gone for 3-5-2 and he's saving Moro for the Chelsea game. And look, do we expect him to spring some changes? Because look, let's be honest. Dele Alli starting against Southampton was a bit of a surprise. Same as Harry Winks. I think he will. I think you will see changes there. I do think you'll see some players resting for Chelsea. I agree with what Danny said earlier on. I think you'll see Winks and Skip in midfield today. I'll be very surprised to see Lo Celso come straight back in. Tanganga is another one you could possibly see come in for Sanchez, but does he play Sanchez and let him, try and build up a head of steam with Romero coming back? I don't know. Gill at left wing back, I think it more be. I don't think you'll see it. I think you will see Reguilon at left wing back. To be honest with you, Dark Sun G.
Yeah.
Kane and Son, I think. Do you know what? I just have a sneaky suspicion you might see one of them rested today as well. I do have that feeling. But look, I will go to Sean on this one and work our way around. Shawnee, do you see Conte making many changes today?
Not as many as Dark Sun G thinks. Interesting about Tanganga, he hasn't really featured too much, has he? And but I do agree with Bun's earlier point that he is someone who's trying to include everybody, and I think Tanganga is overdue a spot. So I wasn't thinking about Tanganga playing, but actually I don't mind that as an inclusion. I don't think we'll see Gill to start. Can you go back to the? Sorry, mate. Can you go back to the chat just so I can see the rest of the thing? I don't think that Hill's ready at all to be a starter for Tottenham. I like the guy. I'm enthusiastic and positive. I love it when we sign someone new. I remember back in the day, like getting super excited about us signing Jose Dominguez, and like players that have got like a little bit of trickery and they're young and they're Spanish or whatever, like a Portuguese. Like I'm happy, I'm excited about Hill, but I just don't think he's ready yet. He's not for 90 minutes anyway. In terms of Winks for Højbjerg or Lo Celso. I don't know if Lo Celso won't start. I'd like to, if he's fit, I'd like to see him come off the bench after 60 minutes. Let's hope that we can get a little bit of a few minutes out of him before he goes back to Argentina. And then Skip Doherty and then Royale for Chelsea. So he wants Doherty to start. I hope that's not the case.
Taking a gamble there.
Oh yeah, I want Doherty I want to see him in the Tottenham shirt as few times.
Yeah.
As possible before we can hopefully replace him. And so you say, who's up front? So it's 3-5-2, the formation you've gone for. Son and Kane up front. I don't want to see 3-5-2 today. I want to see 3-4-3. I take your point. I like Tanganga as an inclusion, Dark Sun G. The rest, if I'm honest, I don't want to see Hill start. And I certainly don't want to see Doherty start. I'd like to see Mora start. And I think we need an early goal. I think, like I said at the start of the show, I think that Watford today are going to sit back and try and do a Southampton on us. And I think that the only way that we're going to be able to smash 5, 6, 7 past them, or even 2, 3, 4 past them in a non-delusional world, is if we get an early goal. And for that to happen, I think that we need someone like a Lucas Moura who can unpick the defence. And I certainly don't want to see Doherty or Hill in the starting 11. That's my take on it.
Spot on. And Danny, we'll go to you. What changes do you expect to see today?
Yeah, I kind of agree with Sean, to be honest. I think Conte said it himself, right? He won't change the formation to hamper the kind of cohesion of what he's got going on, or try and change the fluidity too much, because he needs to have the core of his team there so that he doesn't. So we're not kind of playing completely different because he's made so many personnel changes. So I can't see him making more than 3 maybe changes, I would say, at max. I'd probably say if in the back 3, we're going to see Sanchez, Dyer in the middle, Davis left back, left centre back, and I think if he's going to change anyone, it probably will be Tanganga. But I'm just not sure if he will do that just yet. I think he might keep him for. It all depends. If he might decide to rest Dan Sanchez and play him against Chelsea. If he does, that would be the one change that he changes. In the midfield, I think he is going to go the 3-4-3. So I think it will be Skip and Winks in the middle. I think he'll probably play Emerson and Reggie, as long as Reggie's not injured or he's fine. I can't see Doherty playing that much unless there's an injury or something like that, to be honest with you. Yeah, I mean, I don't really want to see Doherty in a Spurs shirt again. If I'm really honest, I think that they've made it. It sounds like they've made it clear we need a new right wing back. That's obvious because we need someone who can compete with Doherty, with Remerson. Sorry, yeah. I mean, look, the only thing you could think of, I think Emerson is very fit. He's a very physical person. I think he can play pretty much every game, and he has pretty much done. So I think there'll be no problems playing him again. And I think at the top you have to go Son, Mora, and Kane. I don't think you've got any other choice, to be honest with you. We have Bergwijn. Obviously, he looks like he's injured again. So I would have thought if Bergwijn wasn't injured, he might have gone with Bergwijn today for Son and rested Son and then brought him on afterwards.
Interesting. That'd be a good one.
That's what I would have done if he wasn't injured, but I think he is injured.
Oh, of course, yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
I think he is. I'm not sure if he might be fit today, like to come off the bench, but I don't. If he is fit, okay. Then if he's ruled out, then I can't see him going any other formation. To be honest with you, I think it'll probably be just the two changes then. So if he does change, which will be the Tanganga and Skip coming back in for Højbjerg.
And you make a good point because, Conte seems to have a good balance. Even if he doesn't want to make changes, he won't just throw a load of changes out there. He throws one or two out there so you kind of keep the cohesion in the team. And you're not really seeing too many like misplaced passes or that, which is good. But Kuva, you see any changes today, my man?
I certainly don't see Hill playing as a left wing back. Definitely not. He could play as a left winger. And we could have a bit of a shuffle around with Ben Davies playing a little bit wider to cover the left back role, and perhaps Højbjerg will sit in to cover that area as well, give him a bit of extra solidity there, and let Hill do the creative part up front. That sort of lends into being a 3-4-3 setup, though. What do you do with Lucas Moura's got to play? That's the real tricky one for me because he's not quite the 3-4-3 player, and he's not quite the 3-5-2 player. He's a bit of an enigma. But you've got to have him in the team somewhere, haven't you? So perhaps he's the floating role behind a front two, maybe. He's certainly got the possibility. I've talked a bit about it before. Like Nasser Shadley did for us occasionally, doing the central winger role where he starts off in the middle and he drifts either side. That could suit Moura really well.
I agree.
Other than that, Skippy's got to play. For me, he's sort of like the number one heartthrob this season. He's just going to be anything.
He's kind of undroppable, isn't he? You don't want to see him not play.
Right back, it's got to be Emerson. I mean, this the only way that Doherty's going to get a game is if Emerson picks up an injury, I think. Can't see Doherty playing on the left, even though, we saw it in the last game. That's like last throw of the dice when you're trying to get a goal from anything. Literally throwing the kitchen sink at them then, and you'd argue that the kitchen sink might be a better fit. Other than that, Højbjerg, he's been disappointing. I mean, this season he struggled. There's no getting away from it. So he's kind of working off the reputation from last season, but he still remains that sort of warrior spirit we need at the back. So it's him and Skip are the best two, and perhaps Winks in front of them. Perhaps Moura playing the floating role. I can't make up my mind if we're going to go 3-4-3 or 3-5-2. I've got a feeling it's going to be a 3-5-2 though.
Okay.
I think Conte just favours that for away games.
Good call. Only time will tell, Coover. We have to wait another couple of hours and we'll see. But good call. I like someone that puts their bollocks on the line. Big up, Coover. Wayne Bonner says, great stream today, David. And panel, you on later. Back for the watch along today at 2:45, where it's myself, Jack, Marcelo, and Shawnee Boy here. Shawnee Boy will be on commentary, so it should be absolutely lively, that's for sure. It should be lively.
I'm excited. I didn't realise I was going to be on commentary. I thought when I spoke to you last night, because I was supposed to be on We Are Tottenham TV, couldn't do that because of my mum's COVID and stuff. But, then when I asked you last night, you said, "Oh yeah, we'll have you on for the pre-game." I was like, oh, "Okay, so I'm going to have to I'll do my own thing on the own channel." But I'm happy to do it. But I haven't got a stream yet. I haven't got access to a stream, so I need to find that before I can do anything.
No, we will. We'll find it. Obviously, I thought I asked you. My man. My bad.
No, it's all good. I'm in. I just need access to a stream.
New Year's Day present for Shawnee. He's commentator. Absolutely love it.
Sean, why don't you ask Dad for a stream? He'll sell anything.
Maybe, yeah. I might give him a call. Go on, Dad, please. Hey guys, I did want to ask you. I have a question for you that might get toxic.
One second, we'll let you answer that. Ask that question. Kenneth, Tottenham Hotspur, it's good to see you in, my man. You always pop in and out. I do worry about you when you do go somewhere. So I do worry about you, my man. But big yourself up. He says, big up, David. Long time no see. Happy New Year. Up the Spurs. Big up, Kenneth. It is good to see you in, my man. It's great to have you in, brother. And keep coming in, Kenneth. You're more than welcome every stream, my man. And a happy New Year to you. Hopefully we start off the new year right. Look, one thing I've grown up with, Spurs have always notoriously done well over the Christmas period and New Year period. And hopefully it continues today, Kenneth. But big yourself up, my man. And really appreciate the support. And look, Shawnee, ask your question. This will be the last question of the show. So, Shawnee, take it away, my man.
Right. So I hope this is kind of controversial. I hope it's one of those questions like we had the other night with Jack when it went round and round and round. But
I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that today. I'm on We Are Tottenham TV at half home, but do ask it. We'll cut it off at quarter past on the latest.
In a world where we sign Dusan Vlahovic, is Harry Kane going to be sad, mad, or glad? And I want to go to Kuva first.
Glad.
Then Danny, then Danny, then Dave. We'll get this way. He's going to be glad. Why is he going to be glad, bro?
Healthy competition within the squad. Quality player. Ambitious signing. He'll be able to work with him. They can play that's the front two in a formation. Kane doesn't have to drop his place for him at all. They can definitely play together. It gives us loads of options. It's a look towards the future. It's everything Kane was saying that he wants to be part of an ambitious club, and signing Vlahovic is ambitious because he's well in demand. It'll be absolute genius if we manage to sign him. So Kane will be delighted, no doubt about it.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree.
You're not agreeing.
I couldn't agree more, mate. I think. No, but it's the truth though. What more can you say to Kane by going and signing probably the third best young striker in Europe, in the world right now, than Vlahovic, right? I mean, Kane wants ambition. He wants to win trophies, and by doing that, you need top players, right? You need top players. From Haaland and Mbappe, or Mbappe, Haaland, whichever way around you want to do it, because Mbappe is more like a winger kind of. If talking about number nines, it's Haaland, and then it's probably right now based on form, it's probably Vlahovic behind him, right?
Yeah.
And in terms of who's out there, who people want to target, right? And I think you bring in someone like him, he 100% can play with Harry Kane. Look, his agent's already said that his agent's basically saying to Spurs, buy him, come and buy him. Me. He will come to you. He's basically saying that, right? He's basically said Conte's the perfect man for him. He's literally said that. He said that Harry Kane will be a great person to work with because he thinks he can learn a lot of Harry Kane. And to play with someone like Harry Kane, it's the perfect player. He's got that. If you look at Vlahovic, right, and you watch him over the course of a season, and it's not just his games, right, and you watch his interviews, you watch his his kind of after match reactions. The guy's mentality is like Harry Kane. I want to be the best. I want to be top. I want to win things, right? That is what you need in your team. And if you have another top striker like that to be able to rotate or play together, or know that you're going to have someone of that class who's in your team who can do just as good as the job of Harry Kane, right? Then it gives so much confidence to everyone else in the team as well, that you've got another just top class young and a player who is going to not lose value. He's going to create more value because he's young. And in a 2 years' time, if he is coming to Tottenham, then he's going to be worth double what his transfer fee is right now. So, like it's in terms of economical, in terms of what he could bring as value to Tottenham as an asset, what he could do for the team, the confidence, the mentality. It's exactly what you need. And I think, like Kuva said, if we manage to get him, it is literally a masterclass. I don't think there'll be a better signing than signing Vlahovic for the last 15 years. I think the last player who I could say that we signed who just made everyone just so happy, so like incredibly like, wow, we've just signed this guy. It's probably Van der Vaart. Is the last player we signed. It was like, wow, this is class. This is class.
Well, David, let me ask.
I think we need another player who can give us that feeling and give us.
Dave, how do you think Harry Kane's going to feel the first time he gets substituted for Dusan Vlahovic to come on, and Vlahovic bags a couple of goals, and suddenly Harry Kane, if the formation that Conte wants to play doesn't have room for two out and outs, and the 10 role isn't something that Conte's got too much history of employing, didn't do it at Inter, Christian Eriksen had to be reshaped. Harry Kane's never going to be reshaped to a complete midfielder, so he's always going to be, it's going to be more offensive minded. Vlahovic is an out and out. If you want to have Sonny on the team, how does Harry Kane react the first time he gets subbed off? Not because he's being rested, but because we've got somebody else who's ready to take his boot and who's younger, who's taller, who's faster, who's fitter, who's excited the Spurs fans. And when the Spurs fans have a song name for him, how does Harry Kane react to that?
Probably not the best, to be honest with you. I mean, look, Harry Kane, yes, he wants Tottenham to do well. Yes, he wants world-class players around him. I mean, he's kind of stated that over the last couple
around
of years
him, but not for him, right?
Yeah. But with the competition, I think at first Kane will relish it. I do think he'll relish it. But again, Sean, if Vlahovic comes in, it's up to Kane to take his game to a new level. Right now, he knows that there's no one really to come on for him. So he knows he's going to get time to settle into the game and everything else. But with Vlahovic coming in, it means he'll have to hit the ground running as soon as he plays. There's more pressure on him every time he plays because he knows he has to get the goals because he's looking over his shoulder. And I mean, who doesn't want that? It's only going to make Harry Kane better. But I just believe that he's the player that will respond to it in the right way. But if Vlahovic comes in, starts getting in ahead of him, Kane is being taken off every 60, 65 minutes, then I think you'll see a disgruntled Harry Kane. Then maybe he might explore it, maybe getting out of there. Maybe he might think, look, my time is up. It's time to hand it over to Vlahovic. But do you know what? The squad needs this competition. I've been calling for it for a long, long time. Ideally, what you want is two players that are really good in for every position and let them battle it week in, week out on the training pitch, show their desire, their hunger, their willingness to run more than the other and get themselves into the team. But look, I just think Kane is too clever. Look, he's been called slow. He's been called slow all his life. People have been said he's done. He's a one-trick pony. He's this, he's that, and the other. And every single season he's come back and answered it. And for me, I think if Vlahovic came in, he'd still step up to the plate because what he does have, Vlahovic may be stronger, he may be quicker. What he doesn't have yet is Harry Kane's brain. Not yet. And at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Your brain will always move faster than your feet. You know what I mean? If you're not thinking with your brain, you're wasting a lot of energy here, there, and everywhere. You may not be picking up smart positions, this, that, and the other. But if you have a footballing brain, sometimes it's not about how quick or how much distance you're covering. It's about putting yourselves in the right position. And that's what Harry Kane does the best out of anybody.
Yeah. All right, so let me come back to Kuva then to develop this answer a little bit, if I can, Dave, if you don't mind.
No.
So in a world where Vlahovic comes in, Harry Kane ups his game, has all the competition. I'd argue that Harry Kane wants competition around him, but he likes being the number one guy and would be. I think he'll be aggrieved. I think he'll be pissed off if Vlahovic comes in. I don't want to see us pay £70 million for a player and have our other biggest asset also on like fighting for the same spot. So to me, if you're going to buy the guy, you have to play the guy. Kuba, if Conte's not a man who generally has a 10 figure, he either does 3-5-2 or 3-4-3, but the 10 role isn't naturally what he has, then would you, three options, would you be more inclined to see Conte do his thing, stick to the formations that he likes, and then have one of Kane, Sonny, or Vlahovic on the bench? Or would you rather see both Kane and Vlahovic start and Conte adapt to fit the three biggest assets we have offensively into the same team?
Right. Personally, I don't see why people are thinking that Vlahovic and Kane can't play together.
Yeah, they can.
Fit, if anything. Vlahovic likes to occupy the box. He's the sort of the advanced forward. Kane likes to play slightly behind it. It's an absolutely perfect fit.
Yeah.
It's Shearer and Sheringham together.
But it's not a Conte. It's not a Conte. Not a naturally Conte formation, though, is it?
Yeah, it is.
What, to have Sonny, Kane, and Vlahovic on the same
not Sonny. This is the point. Sonny
Okay.
is the one I see on the threat.
So what happens to Sonny?
That's the big question. If we're going to go 3-5-2, it's Sonny and Mora that are going to have trouble getting in the team.
So what do we do? Tell
unless, it's like
what
I've
do
said,
we do?
You know
it's unless he plays him.
I put Kane as the cam, let him operate in that space, put Vlahovic up top and Son up top, and that's what I'd be doing. Vlahovic, you can draw in to kind of be that hold-up player if you need and get Harry Kane running off him at times, and then just get Son to, no matter what, every single time, running behind. Because ultimately what you do is when you have one dropping deep and one running in behind, you're completely stretching that back four. You have it all over the place. And then therefore you have turn then to turn and get at them, or else you always have that ball in behind for Son.
So, but do you then give defensive responsibilities to Kane? Because Conte doesn't have. You've never seen Conte play a 3-5-2, but the one guy in the team he hasn't done it. He doesn't like it. So what do you do with Kane? Is Kane part of the three, or is Kane part of the three up front?
He has dabbled with that sort of non-tackling attack-minded midfielder before. Mm-hmm. It's not out of the question. At the end of the day, Conte's an elite level manager. If he's got elite level players, he'll find a way of fitting them in.
Yeah.
Right. So perhaps the whole Kane, Sonny, Vlahovic conversation, it's irrelevant because they're all going to play. They're going to take it in turns. They're going to rotate.
More won't play, right? Then more
done. Talking about Kane, Son, and Vlahovic, it's illegal to get a hard on before 1 o'clock. Definitely done. But look, guys, I do have to end it off there. I want to give you every opportunity to plug yourselves where people can find you, because I do have to get over to We Are Tottenham TV for 1:30. But Kenneth, Tottenham Hotspur says, always, absolutely love it, my man. It's great to have you back in. Kick back, crack open a can. A spanking of Watford is incoming, my man. But look, we'll start with Kuva. Kuva, where can people find you, brother?
Over on Tottenham Tantrum Gold, as usual, with Dermot, Phil Lattis, and more often than not, Ben Kaufman and Sean. Sean Butler's been on our show a lot as well lately. It's been a good laugh. We're doing all the retro games, all the sort of early Spurs, worshipping our heroes, the Hoddles, the Klinsmans, the Dave Mackays, the Danny Blanchflowers. Let's not forget our history, because it's what the club's all about. If we start turning our back on the history, we've got nothing. So we try and show as many of the old games as we can there, and do our own commentary along to it, sort of blokes in the pub style. So we're happy for people to drop in quite often, snatch people off the street and throw them in the chair and talk to them for a bit. So that's where I'm mainly. Otherwise, dotted around the channels. Too many to even go into now.
So look, do get over there, check out Tottenham Tantrum Gold. I believe 215 subs now, absolutely moving, I believe. So I'm absolutely loving life for you. Absolutely.
Could I give a very quick big up though to Josh, the Tottenham guy, who's doing a 24-hour stream now for charity, for really good cosmic charity, for kids charity. I'm going to get over there quite as much as I can today as well. looking to raise as much money as he can. He's doing some forfeits like shaving his head and his eyebrows when he gets to certain targets. There's going to be a lot of variety and fun quizzes and things like that. It's an all-day event, and there's an awful lot of people going around that you'll recognise from other channels there.
Yeah. No, spot on. I'll definitely after I finish with the match day and everything else, I'll try and get on and do an hour or two for him as well. Kenneth Tottenham Hotspur says, David Harris, if Harry Kane scores a hat-trick, you have to dance without the shirt on. I mean, you don't even need to tell me, to be honest with you. I mean, look, Harry Kane scores a hat-trick, I'm running down the high street bollock naked with Kane number 10 painted on my back. You know, that's the way I do it, Kenneth. That's the way I roll around here, my man. You don't even, honestly, there's no point of even daring me or you have to do this because I'll do it anyway. It's Harry Kane. I love the guy. Absolutely love him. But guys, do get over and check out Tottenham Tantrum Gold. Absolutely brilliant channel. Big push for 500 subs is on. We're not going up in 50s or 100 anymore. It's now 250. Let's hit the next target of 500 subs. Danny, my man, where can people find you?
So now you can actually officially find me on Tottenham on Tour with Brian Daigle, Adam Clark, and of course Brian Ireland. So I've now officially joined them. So yeah, you'll be seeing a lot more of me in the new year. It's when I get the chance to, obviously with work and everything. So, and also I'll probably be coming on here a lot more again, like I used to. So you'll definitely find me on the Irish Hotspur, which is one of the best channels there is. So occasionally I do some stuff with We Are Tottenham TV as well. Like I think I will have another watch along booked soon. But yeah, if you want to find more of this this deluded mug, you can see me on Tottenham on Tour.
There you have it. Another brilliant channel. Big congrats on the recent 1K as well. Absolutely buzzing for you as well.
Cheers,
so I'm a bit slow at putting in the links. Just bear with me. I have been hanging out my arse this morning. But there's the link to Tottenham Tantrum Gold. I'm going to throw in one for Tottenham on Tour now. And Shawnee, my man, where can people find you, brother?
Yeah, I'm at Spurs Talk Show on YouTube. I've got like 79, I think, subscribers at the moment, so I'm brand new. If anyone hasn't subscribed, please show a little bit of love. Although, for what it's worth, you're more likely to find me on this channel, on Tottenham Tantrum Gold, on We Are Tottenham TV than you are on my own channel, because you know, there's no one watching me on there, but the people watch on here. So I go where the audiences are. But just wanted to say, Dave, don't sell yourself short, mate. 11-1 is the price you can get for a Harry Kane hat trick today, and I don't think you need to get your top off for anything less than 20-1 prices. It's not worth it. It's cold outside. It's brass monkey. So.
There's a first for everything. People pay me to get my top off. I know, you know, there's a first for everything, my man.
Yeah. So anyway, so yeah, Spurs Talk Show on Twitter, at Spurs Talk Show on Twitter, and Spurs Talk Show, all one word, on YouTube. I would absolutely be a dream for me to get over the 100 subscriber mark at some point in January. So if you can find me there, I'd be very much appreciated.
1 second, just finishing putting the links in. Right, guys. So, Spurs Talk Show. This link here. Get over there. Let's do it now. Let's get Shawnee to 100 subs. Honestly, everybody, it's the new year. Let's fucking kick it off right. Get over there. Smash that subscribe.
Come
on! Tottenham on Tour for Danny Kiriakou. Also, get over there. Let's see if we can get them to 1,100. And then
we've got more than that. We went 1,210, I think, now.
Right. Well, even better. So let's get them to 1,500 and Tottenham Tantrum Gold. Let's get them to push on to 500 on as well. So guys,
no. We're racing you to 10K, Dave.
Honestly, I'm starting to feel untouchable getting close to 10K. Honestly, it's going to be a big push for 10K. Be interested to see how much more you can get out of this channel, but we'll wait and see. But Tottenham Hotspur says Tottenham beer to the panel for me in Stavanger, Norway.
Stavanger. It's
Stavanger.
Yeah, I've got family over there.
No, nice. So there you have it. Look, no matter where you're from in the world, we have someone on here that can pronounce it better than I can. I am dyslexic, so I do hold my hands up. It's not the best sometimes, but big up, Kev. Really appreciate it. But you get the beers out, my man, and you have a good one, my man. Really appreciate the support, brother. And William Kelly says, I'm watching the Arsenal match. Geez, they are playing well. Yeah, it's only going to last for so long. Honestly, Arsenal, they always implode in themselves. and it'll keep happening. I do believe, look, they're having a bit of luck right now, a bit of form, but they will implode. I mean, they will. It's just going to happen. It's that simple.
They better do.
No, they will.
In Bear, Arsenal are getting top 4. Only if Tottenham get top 2. That's the only way that's going to happen.
Yeah, that's it. We're getting first anyway. It doesn't matter. They can be runners up if they want. That's fine.
Yeah. Come on, there's space for you. I don't care about whatever happens after that.
But look, guys, I better get going. You know, I don't want to be late. You know, the two boys will be getting on my back if I'm late. So I definitely don't want to be late. That's for sure. But look, I want to say a massive thank you to Sean, to Danny, and to Kuva. I mean, I struggled myself getting out of bed this morning. It's not the easiest thing to do after New Year's, but we're here. I want to say a massive thank you to the boys for creating a great panel today. I want to say a massive thank you to everybody who, like us, got up to tune in. Hopefully you did enjoy it, and a massive thank you to everybody who has helped out with the super chats today. You have no idea how much it really does help. So massive thank you as well. Guys, do get over to Joshua Tottenham guy. I'm going to throw his link in here as well just before I go. If anyone wants to get over and support that charity stream, just give me 1 second, Josh. Tottenham guy. Why is it so long? Let's see if this comes up. Oh,
Sean's getting his supplies in. I see that.
Here we are. Found the channel.
You should be getting the drinks for Mum, mate.
I just got a delivery from Get Here app with a couple of these bad boys for the game.
Dead right. And
I was trying to keep it off the screen for professionalism reasons. Kuba's got the BDI.
Could I just reply to that? The super chat sec.
Yeah. 1 second. Okay. So, guys, here's the link for Joshua Tottenham guy as well. Anyone that wants to get over there and support that 24-hour live stream, do get over there now and give it a watch. And take it away, Kuba.
He's saying that Eric Torstvedt is it's Eric Torstvedt town, the Stavanger brother. So yeah, the football team Vikings Stavanger, typical Viking name there.
Love it. You're found in the Norwegian League, Kuba?
Mum's Norwegian, yeah. So I've got quite a bit of family over in Norway, spread all the way from the south to the north as well. So I've got a lot of dialects.
Where we can take.
Sorry.
Any prospects playing there at the minute we can take? Haaland's cousin.
They're always going for another golden patches Norwegian football. Yeah, there'll be a lot of players going through. Can imagine them making a bit of a push in the World Cup.
Yeah. Look, some very talented players there at the minute. But look, guys, there we have it. Kevin, really appreciate it, my man. But guys, I must go. I will see you all over at We Are Tottenham TV in 20 minutes' time. Pre-match pump-up starting at 1:30. Where it really does descend into pure delusion. So get the
That's what we do here. That's what we do here.
It's what we do best. I mean, I'd rather love the club than hate it every day of the week. That's for sure.
Spurs is a state of mind.
Do get the crash helmets on, get the armbands out, get the rubber duckies as well. We are ready for the pre-match pump-up. See you all over there on We Are Tottenham TV. Make sure you smash the like button, smash the subscribe button on this channel if you are new, and the subscribe button on all the other boys' channels as well. Get your comments in below. Call me what you want. It doesn't matter. It all helps with the YouTube algorithm. That would be absolutely brilliant. Like, subscribe, comment. As always, come on, you Spurs. In Conte, we trust, baby.
In Conte,
come on, everybody. Spurs.
Go again, Charlie.
No, I'm finished. I've got nothing further to add.
Come on, you Spurs.